Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hope everyone's okay and well and enjoying on the 6th of November 2021. Hope everyone's okay and well. Trance,
Hi, Mel.
how you doing?
You're over there today.
I know, I am so sorry. I'm going to go down in a minute because we're
I
going to
know
get our
you
guests.
are.
I know, well, not what anyone else is thinking or anything like that at all.
Not
But
like that.
not like that at all. How you doing, Trance? You okay?
I'm doing good, yeah.
No,
A
right.
little bit of a delay today. I didn't do any of my socials because we were sorting all this out.
Yeah.
Oh
I,
well,
I for one,
whatever. Reese is
I
here. That's all that matters. Hi,
absolutely.
Reese.
So
What's
yeah,
up, buddy?
number one, it is technically none of our fault. It's the
It's
restream's
not her
fault.
fault. No.
So what's happened is on my screen, I could see myself 3 times in each of the screens that you could see. By the way,
There's a
yeah, I
little
know.
echo. Reese says there's an echo.
Okay, well, I'll try and sort that out as quickly as
I don't hear
possible.
it.
Um,
I'm
yeah,
also not wearing any makeup because we were trying to sort out the technical stuff.
yeah. I'm hoping to try and get that sorted. If it is getting
This is trans.
worse,
This is trans all natural today.
so let's see how it goes. But we won't wait any longer. We won't wait any longer. I'm so sorry if there's a bit of an echo. I'll try and get that sorted. But basically, what's happened is there is technically issues from my end. I just
We
cannot
have
see
a
anything.
hydrate already off the bat from Reese.
Nice one. I'll do the
Yeah.
hydrate in a minute. I'll do it in
Mhm.
1 minute.
I
So
got mine. I'm better than he is.
I don't know what to say. I'm looking that way. It's this way this time.
You're so used to me being over there.
Yeah. It's only trans. I hear echo for. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I think I know why. I'll have to see if I can fix that. Give me a second. I might be able to fix that.
So, while trying to sort that out, I have got the legendary. She is absolutely amazing, and she does everything like with the World of Warcraft, all the way through. With everything on the YouTube side as well as on Twitch as well. And I think she will be becoming one of the best streamers that I've ever seen, and that's from the bottom of my heart. And she probably owes me 2 lots of vodkas after all this tonight, to be fair. But
Actually,
it's
you owe her 2 things of vodka.
yeah, that's right. So
Is that echo better, Reese?
it's none other than Ellie the Mage. How you doing?
Hello.
Ellie!
Hi.
How
We
you doing?
finally got it going. No, it's my
Yay.
headset, Reese. It's my headset. It tends to do a slight echo because the headphone is too close to the mouthpiece. Unless I push the mouthpiece way out, like in left field, it's hard for you to. It's hard to hear the echo.
Yeah. Hello, Ellie. How you
I don't hear
doing?
an, I don't hear an echo from Mount. So
Yeah. No worries. How you doing, Ellie? You okay? All good?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here.
Nice one. Nice
we're
one. And
excited for you to be here too.
yeah, again, I am so sorry from my behalf, which you probably think, damn you, I want a drink now. No. No, but it's so glad to have you in, and I'm so grateful that you accepted the contract. I feel like a contract
Thank
every week.
you.
And
Yes. I'm
but
so glad you reached out to me. I
no,
love it.
no worries, no
We have a
worries.
lot of fun here. It's a fun place.
Absolutely, and like I said, I believe you've done a bit of the podcast in the past, haven't you, Ellie? As well.
I'm sorry?
Have you done much podcasts in the
Oh,
past?
I've been on a few here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I've watched many of your videos on Twitch and also on YouTube, mainly on YouTube because you moved on there as well.
Yes.
But it's absolutely epic. And I love how you've done it. It's
Thank
just like the
you.
let us play in the greatest ways possible on that.
So
to be
Ellie
fair.
does have a Twitch, but she uses YouTube more often, Reese, to answer your question. And the reason why we switched sides is just how it played out with us being in the studio at the certain times that we are. So yeah, that's the reason why sides
Yeah.
are swapped today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just in case Eddie does not know, or anyone else does not know, in the podcast there is going to be 4 segments, and we'll try and go through quick mode as well. Basically, we'll try in quick mode. Basically, the first segment we're going to talk about today is the news of everything from the PC to the gaming side. Anything that's coming from the week coming to the 6th of November 2021. Segment 2 should be leading up to the main discussion that we have discussed. and also segment 3, which is the best one of it all, and segment 4 as well. Segment 3 is the interview with the streamer. See, I'm getting the points wrong because I always do it this way or that
I
way.
know.
So it's just a bit different now. So
Usually he's there, I'm here, and our guest is down below us. So,
So
it's
we've
usually our
we've
Split it
we've
up.
we've swapped places on that, to be fair. So segment 3 is basically the interview with the lovely Ellie as well, and also as segment 4 is ask us anything. So any off-topic questions, hopefully discreet in the nicest possible way as well. So
you two
yours.
have 2 hydrates to do.
Oh yeah. So the rule is
I only
sorry. The
have
rule.
one.
Yeah. So the rule is, Ellie. I'm so sorry. I should have told this. Anyone that does a hydrate, either on mine or on Trance's, we all have to do a drink
Oh,
as well.
perfect, because I grabbed my drink.
So here we go.
She's prepared. I like it already.
Oh, Lord, I'm not going to survive this tonight. To be fair.
I was showing Malk and Ellie my collection of alcohols for episode 20.
And basically,
There will be drinking.
Trance is not going to survive. Actually, both of us are not going to survive.
Oh, RTK!
Is a bottom. Thanks, RTK. Thanks. I'll remember that next time with that.
Wow, RTK. So mean.
Oh no, absolutely mad scene. So let's start in because we don't want to waste any time
Yes,
with
true,
the
true.
segment. So here we go. Segment 1. I'm trying to get that ready. So I'm looking at it in 2 ways possible. So the first segment that we're going to do for today is the PC console news. So this is, like I said, this is the build up to what's going to be discussed throughout this week. So Ellie has had a look at the document of the news that we're going to be discussing.
I added one thing at the very last minute, but I did it before I told you it was all done. So if she looked at it afterwards, then we're good.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And then, like I said, we'll try and get through as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's do it. So I'll tell you what, Trans, I'll let you do the news segment.
Yeah, I
as
get
well.
to do the news segment today. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna try and get on the go out the gate, pedal to the metal, because we are on limited time. Because Trance has things she has to do outside the podcast. I'm sorry, guys. You can blame me. All right, so first bit of news we have is the Blizzard co-head Jen O'Neill, the one who had taken over with Mike Ibarra, steps down just 3 months after taking the job. This comes from PC Gamer. O'Neill has stepped down from co-leading the Activision Blizzard with Mike Ibarra. She said that this is not because she's lost faith in the company, but the inspiration those she's worked with has inspired her to explore how she can do how she quotes, she goes, explore how I can do more to have games and diversity intersect and hopefully make a broader industry impact that will benefit Blizzard and other studios as well. Activision has given a grant to Women in Games International and WIGI in the cost of $1 million. WIGI is, and this comes from the article, a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing diversity and equality in the gaming industry, and will be used to fund skill building and mentorship programs. The grant is to be funded and supported separately from the $18 million compensation fund, which was agreed to in September. Oh my gosh, RTK. O'Neill says also from the article that Ibarra has been incredibly supportive throughout the process and that the two of them have been working together to develop many of the actions we'll be taking to continue making Blizzard a safer, stronger, and more inclusive workplace. Blizzard's best days are ahead, O'Neill wrote. I truly believe that. I am hoping this letter helps you to think about what you can do to make everyone around you, no matter their gender, race, or identity, feel welcome, comfortable, and free to be themselves. That all comes from the article. Ibarra's sentiments did wish O'Neill the best in her endeavors to make a change via the WIGI grant. So, what do you guys think? How do y'all feel about this?
I'll let Ellie to start off with.
Go ahead.
Well, I've been playing World of Warcraft since I was 15. That's 16 years ago. So I'm very passionate about Blizzard. I personally I feel like she stepped down, and it has to do with a lot of the controversies more so than what was actually cited in the article. That's just what I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you can't overlook the fact that it's only been 3 months.
Right. Yeah. On Reddit, I was reading someone said maybe they were kind of testing the waters with both of them, and they were intending to only have one of them stick around. And so she hit her, her limit, and she's gone now. And maybe it was intentional the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't. Personally, as a woman, sorry.
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Personally, as a woman, I would not want to be in that environment, just based on what I've heard. So I can't really blame her. Plus, I think she is, she worked at another studio. I can't remember I don't know if you just mentioned it or not, but
but she did have previous studio experience before coming to Blizzard. Yes.
Right. So she, I guess, is going to either go back to that or, I don't know.
I'm interested to explore
see.
options, so we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She might even open her own studio. You never know. She might
That would
do
be
that.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. RTK goes, Trance isn't having mic problems. She's just RPing as a public transport announcer. I don't blame. That's a good suggestion. I am doing that hydrate right now for you, Reese. I just noticed it.
Hydrate. There you go.
And RTK also says Activision Redemption arc. Eyebrow.
Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that either.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen next with this. So, so regarding this, see, I could talk about the Activision Blizzard all day long after but we can't. It's basically sort their shit out pretty much because of what happened in the past of
Sort your shit out, Activision.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
That was the problem. To be fair, because as you said, it's going to be like that every time we're going to mention about Activision or Blizzard every time, and I feel bad because people who love like World of Warcraft or Overwatch or anything related to Blizzard, it's going to call back unless they step up a gear to make sure it's all settled. Do you know what I mean? As well, and again, they're saying the best days are ahead. Time will tell, as the old saying.
Exactly.
And you just don't know what to say. I until I see it in a year's time, I can't see it with a click of a finger like that from them after what they did. They sort their shit out as well.
And we've talked about that in previous episodes. We've talked about how you're not going to see the effects of any changes they make right away. It's not going to happen. If people think it's going to fix overnight, it's not. It's going to take at least a year before everybody can see if they actually made a difference to it. People do still play Overwatch. I don't know why. I mean, I like Overwatch. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, but then I found other games I liked better. So
I still play it, but I wasn't able to play it when it first came out because I only just got like a good PC recently, and I played it on my laptop, and it just would not run very well. So
no, it doesn't.
I only just kind of got it. Yeah, I just kind of got into it within the last year, but I love it.
I played Valorant.
Okay.
Similar concept.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I have to get the question out for the Overwatch character to find out what Ellie really likes of the character itself. We'll find out sooner rather than later.
You'll have to hang on to that question for the Ask a Fan.
I know, that's why I can't. Can't say. But yeah, regarding this, again, straight to the point. It'll probably take a year. Whether they made the right decision or not, I don't know. It's just, I'm just going to keep saying, sort that shit out. If they don't sort it out, that's it, pretty much.
It is. It's going to be the end of the business if they can't sort everything out. Valorant is just CSGO and an Overwatch coat. I actually could probably agree with you on that, RTK. That's kind of a good point. It's like if CSGO and Overwatch had a baby. That's Valorant.
Yeah.
I am not going to comment with that at all because it is agreed. To be fair, it's agreed.
I'm not arguing it. I like the game. I'm just saying it's like if CSGO and Overwatch had a baby. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah,
I think we've broken his mind for a second there,
I,
guys.
I have. I've already gone, to be fair, from what happened. Yeah, so do you want to talk about any more from you guys from that first part of the news? Or are you okay with that
No.
so far?
I mean, my only sentiment is it's obviously you can't overlook the fact that's only been 3 months since she was put to the position. So maybe there's more behind it. They're not telling us. There's a good possibility. It's usually more than they always say. Maybe they convinced her that it would be better for her. You never know. It could be anything. It could be a lot of stuff. She could even have like personal reasons which are having her leave. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to disclose those info because it
Probably
obviously
not.
until they say, oh, in a documentary book or a documentary film about
Yeah.
Activision
So she
Blizzard.
does a tell-all documentary.
It's going
I
to be
look
on
forward to
Netflix.
that.
It's going to
Me
be on
too.
Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix in about a couple of years' time as well, to be fair. Which is, I'm not going to be surprised if that
Yep,
ever
yep.
happens, to be fair. Yep. Here we
On
go.
Netflix, the Activision Blizzard story.
What the, they're going to do it, aren't they? They're doing all the different documentaries as well. I'm
They're
so
going
sorry.
to.
We're going ahead of ourselves on that one. So, but yeah, do you want to carry on with the news?
Yep.
Trent?
Next article I have for you guys. Now, this article came out November 4th. So, this has already happened. Okay, guys. Elden Ring, 15 minutes of gameplay was coming out on November 5th. This comes from IGN. There's really not much to this article. If you want to watch the gameplay, you can. It's already been released. Pretty much the article was saying the video was announced in a tweet with no more information other than the time, which was 3 p.m. Central Standard or Central Daylight Time, I think it's called now. It was available to view on Bandai Namco's Twitch channel as well as YT with the links to both in the tweet. So if you want to look up that tweet, you can find it, or you can just look up the video itself. The video is accompanied with screenshots for the fans, and this is the big point, and an announcement of a closed network test that was available for console players between November 12th and 14th, including a playable segment of the game as long as players had signed up by November 1st. So there's that. Of course, it's a little after November 1st now, but that's pretty much it. So if you guys want to see the video, I have not seen it yet, and this is really bad on my end because I was so excited about Elden Ring, and the article where we talked about they pushed it back a month, we talked about that for a good minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Bandai Namco did release a 15-minute video. All I know, Elden Ring has pretty girls. Well, that's important to know. That's very important stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
When I watch it, I'll probably watch it sometime this week, and I'll get back at you guys maybe during intro or something about it or something next week when we talk about it later, because that'll be in the middle of the closed beta anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely. To be fair, I'm the same as you, Trans. I haven't seen any of the gameplay at all, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they.
Reese gives us love in the chat. All the love back to you, Reese.
There you go.
Thank
you, Reese. But yeah, basically, I'm hoping that they've made an improvement because obviously with games when they do the 15-minute gameplay, they think, oh, this is going to be fantastic, and then when you buy the game, you're going to get disappointed, and you're not going to get the exact game that. Well, you're not saying the exact, but you know what I mean, the same feel of the game itself. But again, I have not seen the trailer, so I can't really say much. But as a whole of the games, when they do the gameplay itself, they need to try and produce the best, because it's going to be unfair to us to say, oh, draw it in. It's like, come here, just draw it into the game itself. Do you know what I mean?
I think the reason why they released the 15 minutes of gameplay is because of the last article that we had on them, that they had pushed it back a month to work on the systems and the world. It's not releasing until February 22nd now. So I'm thinking that the reason why is because they wanted to show people what they had to look forward to and what they were polishing to make it better. So that is what, in my mind, that's where that came from, because it wasn't long. Because that article, I don't know if was that article last week or the week before. It's only been a week or two since they've had that article that they pushed it back a month.
Yeah.
So it's really a matter of, I think they're trying to hype it up and show people what they're working on, try and get better. Reese gives us all big tight bear hugs. Thank you so much for those hugs,
Thank
Reese.
you.
All the love, hug back to you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, yes. We got Ellie to do it. Yes, get it.
I love a good bear hug.
Yeah, in my chat you can give bear hugs to people.
Oh, that's so cute.
And we got another hydrate from Reese as well.
Oh,
Here we go.
Again, I'm so sorry on Reese's behalf because he's going to try and bombard with the hydrates. So here you go.
And anybody else joins them, it's going to become a hydrate train.
uh-oh.
Always.
So
And Reese is usually at the head of the hydrate train.
yeah, he's usually anyway. But yeah, Elliot, what do you have you seen much about Elden Ring? If you're not, don't worry. I'm just saying if you ever heard.
I've heard of it. I keep hearing, I'm on Instagram. I follow a lot of like a variety of different types of gamers, and I keep hearing about it, but I don't know anything about it.
That's cool.
So
That's cool. No,
I'll
just
give you a quick lowdown on Elden Ring because I covered this back in the E3 episode, and I was super stoked about this. Elden Ring is going to be it's effectively another Dark Souls game, but with a different storyline. It's going to be that same gameplay, that dark horror, and it's got a lot of really cool aspects from what I saw in the trailer at E3, and that was mostly cinematics for that trailer. But it looks really, really, really cool. Like, it's going to be really awesome.
Those are now Dark Souls. I have tried it, and I am not patient enough to play those games because I'm the type of gamer that wants to run in, just
get from A to B.
Exactly. And I don't have time to strategize, so I feel like that's really important for those types of games. So I'm not sure I'll be playing Elden Ring.
I will give you a little clue on this, Ellie. There's a reason why I play rogues in almost every RPG I play. It's because I like to be in the thick of it.
Okay.
Give me a rogue with 2 daggers and speed boost, and they're dead.
I think what Ellie's thinking of is right. Just forget strategy. Just go straight in to 100%. Yeet it into the barricade.
That's the perfect word for what I'm thinking.
Totally
BISH BASH BOSH.
Totally eating it.
Absolutely.
Eating? Is that even I don't think it's a word.
Yeet. Wide
Welcome to the BISH BASH BOSH podcast where we make up new words.
No, it's an actual word.
No, not yeet. Not yeet.
Oh.
It's a yeeting.
Oh. Yeeted. Just that's what I do.
Word. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeeter.
Reese goes BISH BASH BOSH.
Yeeter.
For some reason, my chats are not coming up on your screen anymore, Malk. I'm not sure, but I can see it here. Reese goes BISH BASH BOSH. And RTK said Ellie's the type of girl who plays Doom on a hardest difficulty.
No way.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Again, I'm so sorry, guys, if you any technical difficulties with the chat itself or anyone that's watching it live. I'm not sure what there's Restreamers just having a bit of a technical meltdown, as I call it.
Meltdown?
Yeah.
Meltdown.
Which means like gone berserk as well. Yeah.
Meltdown. Wow.
Trance is gone. So basically,
Reese goes at Retro Wolf Live. Yeet is an exclamation of excitement, approval, surprise, or all-around energy, often as issued when doing a dance move or throwing something.
I told you, yeeting. Throw more as well. But yeah, see. You hear that all the time, and you probably think us UK people are absolutely nutters. Absolutely.
I know what it means. Thank you. I'm not that out of the loop.
I know.
I RP as a 26 and a 24-year-old. Thank you.
And
I can almost pass as that. Thank you. Almost.
Oh God.
I can play my age sometimes.
Well, my old age is kicking in already, to be fair. So, but yeah.
Steve WBA goes, I tuned in to hear Meltdown. Made my day instantly.
Brooks. How you doing, mate? You alright? Hope you came well.
We got 2 more hydrates from Reese on my channel, guys.
So there we go.
2 more hydrates. It's just pineapple soda today, guys.
That's cool. But yeah,
RTK goes, so you RP as a millennial? Yes, I RP as a millennial.
mad. To be
That's
fair,
like the borderline of Gen Z. Like I'm a millennial,
Man.
but Gen Z, I do not get them at all. They
Me, I
are
mean,
alien
I'm actually.
species.
They try and throw my generation in with millennials, but we're not. We came before millennials, so like it's really weird. And Reese goes, no Kool-Aid, no, not any flavored colored sugar water today, not today.
no worries, no worries. But yeah, do you want to carry on with the news?
Yep,
Trans?
I'll get the next section.
Cool.
We're blasting through this one today. There's not very many. I didn't pull a bunch of articles this week. Next article, and this is not going to go into an in-depth dive. For those of you who play the game, you'll know what this is. But, and the reason why I put this article on here, Malk, is because I promised my coworker I would.
In speech marks.
Not
In
my
speech marks.
coworker who follows my stories, my RP stories, but another coworker who plays the game. Okay?
In speech marks as well.
Yeah, coworker. Yeah, so the next article is Nintendo releases Animal Crossing's big 2.0 update early. And this comes from The Verge. The community was extremely excited to find that the update did come a little earlier than expected. Some features found in the update were new house exterior designs, boat tours to other islands, more item storage, a pro camera mode, cooking food with grown ingredients, and the addition of Brewster's Coffee Shop, and many, many other things that is like almost too much to mention, really. Nintendo also announced the release of a $24.99 expansion called Happy Home Paradise that is not yet accessible in-game, but it is listed on the eShop for preloading. From the article says access to the extra paid content will also be included with Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack that features N64 and Sega Genesis games, but it is not available to subscribers of that service yet either. So, do any of you guys play Animal Crossing?
I do.
I
Yeah.
don't, but I've heard about it as well. So I'll let Ellie do the usual mention about it.
Go for it.
I was really excited that they finally updated it because they were promising updates, I think, but they kind of slowed down with the updates, and so it's been a while since there was an update. So this was a pretty big deal. I personally haven't played Animal Crossing since probably like June 2020. But this brought a ton of new content that's really fun for Animal Crossing fans. A lot of this content was released in like base games in the past. So like New Leaf had all these features pretty much on release. So in my opinion, I think Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is the current one that's out now, it was not it was lacking when it was released, and I definitely think they should have had these features in at release, but, you know, I guess it keeps people playing longer by releasing it later, so.
Yeah, I mean, and my coworker was super stoked about it, and she's like, "Oh, the new Animal Crossing comes out in a couple days," and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! I didn't know they had a new update." Because yeah, it's big. It's a big thing. We're super excited. So I was like, "Okay, I'll have to look it up and put it in the show this week." So I promised her I would do that. Now I didn't know if she was going to come see the show. I don't know if she knows my Twitch, but I did tell her that I would talk about it at least, and that's the article I found on it. We have some comments in my chat. Rooftop Korean goes, Trance is drinking straight up sunflower oil. No, I'm not. It's pineapple soda. Thank you. Reese goes, last episode we had 7 articles. Yes, we did, and we had a lot more talking time and a lot less streamlined design of the show like we have today. And we did what, an hour's worth of articles?
I think it was about an hour and a half.
It was crazy. We went crazy with the articles last week, but we had 2 weeks that we were missing out on too because we hadn't done a show
Lots
for
of
2
news.
weeks prior to that. So,
That's true.
RTK also said, "I heard the money system in Animal Crossing was ruthless capitalism."
Yep, Tom Nook he's a tyrant, you know, he
Oh my gosh.
he will run you dry, you know, so the currency is called bells. Like, it's a super cute game, but it can be really intense.
Oh, Reese did a follow widget. It did pop up in the channel. I guess the channel's connecting again. And Reese's followage has been for 2 months, 9 days, and 1 hour. So awesome to have you, Reese. We're always glad when you come and visit us and join us. Thank you so much.
Bish bash bosh.
I know that the show is a little bit later U.S. time than it normally is. It's because apparently British Standard Time went back today.
Well, not today. It was last just
Last
Sunday gone.
last
Gone.
Sunday. So it went back on Sunday. So we went for an hour later. I asked him, "You want to the show now?" He's like, "No, we'll wait till 9." It's like, all right, cool. We should have jumped in and tried to figure it out then, so we made sure we had more time.
But we did not know that this was going to happen
No.
as well. So that's what
Reese's
it
it
was.
went back on Halloween. Okay, gotcha, bud.
Cool.
Ours
Nice
goes
one.
back tomorrow, so it's a week behind.
So at least we're on track. All being well.
Yep.
So
next week will be fine. We'll be back on the right points.
basically, looking from this, obviously, I've heard about Animal Crossing. I know it's massive, and I've seen it. People play on it, and they're addicted to it, and you just can't get off it at all. But the mention about the N60, I was going to mention about the N64 and Sega Genesis part.
Yeah.
They've recently done the add-on expansion pack, but not with this. Obviously, they've done it like a separate, add-on to the membership package that you get with a Nintendo Switch. And I've got it, and it is really, really good. They've made some of the games like Mario Kart. Sorry, Super Mario. They had Star Fox, Zelda. They've got the US version and the UK version.
That's crazy.
And they've got the Sega Genesis now. Us old ones back in the day. Street of Rage 2 was on there.
Nice.
Sonic the Hedgehog, the first
The original
one?
Sonic?
I think it's the first one or the second one. Second one, I think it was. Second one.
Sonic 2 was more popular than the first one.
Yeah, so basically that's you get the extra pack, but I feel like I'm waiting for all the other games to come in, like GoldenEye and all the others, because that's what I'm hearing about Rare and all the other stuff. But
we can talk about adding new stuff to the live service then.
Yeah, I mean, we've been pestering people who love N64. I did not know about the Genesis was going to come into this. It's a bit of a shock.
How much is it? Because a lot of people I think there was some controversy over the cost of it.
So in UK version, they put it up to 50 quid, which I don't know how much it is in dollars. I think it's about $60, $70, unless I'm mistaken. Unless, I mean, the conversion is normally dollars is higher than the British pounds.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So normally, it's normally about 30, 40 quid before the add-on itself. And that was for like 12 months. And that I thought that was a good deal when you think about it. But that was just like you get the online features and everything like that.
Yeah.
But with this, it's like an extra 20 quid or $20 on top of what you play on as well. And I quite like it. But again, there's a bit of controversy because you are right. They need to put on more games or put more, or people are outrageous saying, well, you could get it from somewhere else, wink, or speed marks type stuff. But
get an emulator or something.
Yeah.
There's companies that make emulators now that like get profit off of them.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, really, because it's more. You probably think, oh, I'm not paying another 20 quid just for getting all those games.
I mean, is it monthly? Is it monthly or is it for the full year? You say it's for the full year.
Probably you can get like a 3 months membership or a 12-month membership. I can't say the word membership. But it just all depends. Well, I'll keep mumbling now because of what happened earlier. So that's what it is really, and getting ahead of away from the Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
But I think Animal Crossing, I reckon people who, I mean, I haven't played on it, so I can't really say, but I do think it's for what I've seen, I think it could be massive and it could be good one for Nintendo.
A lot of people were waiting for it so much for it to drop, and it finally dropped, and they dropped it early too, which is even better. I was going to say that about the price you were talking about with the service. $60, $70 is what you pay for a regular game. That's one game. So I mean, if you get all the old games, and then they add to the new live service, and then whatever they add over the course of the year, you get to experience as well. So,
but don't forget, don't forget, before you had N64 Sega Genesis, you had the NES and the SNES collection,
Yeah.
including the membership. So you had all
Oh,
the old
okay.
collections. So you still got them, and they still add on new games to it. But I think it's a bit of a I don't know if it's a bit of a cheek from Nintendo.
You know what one of my favorite games from those times was, and you can find emulators of it, and you could also play it on the DS too. You know what one of my favorite games that I played like from that time frame was?
Back in the day.
Chrono Trigger. That
Oh,
game is good.
okay.
That game is good. Like it was way ahead of its time. That game
Just
was
that far, just that
good.
far ahead.
Have you
Just that
played
far.
Chrono Trigger?
I haven't.
Ellie's
I
thinking,
played.
what is this N64
While
games?
we're
What
going
is
over
this?
this news,
I have an N64 still like hooked up to the TV.
No,
so.
I'm not talking about 64. I'm talking about
Oh.
SNES.
Oh, okay. So,
It was
see,
an
I was wrong.
SNES game. I think it's an SNES game. But no, that game was way ahead of its time. Look it up if you don't know anything about it. Look it up. For those who are in my chat, if you guys are familiar with Chrono Trigger, tell me what your thoughts on it, because I really feel like that game was like so far ahead of its time. That's a game that could be remade now for a PlayStation and still be amazing. I mean, legit. Like, it's 8-bit. Is 8-bit because that was what they worked with at the time for those games. But I mean, like, if they were to take it and make it in like modern graphics and make that game again and follow the same storyline, the same concept of it, it would still be a hit. It would just be like mind blowing. It's really, really good.
Absolutely.
It's a fun game.
Anywho, let's go straight into the rest of the news as well. We've got
Alright, so we have one more article.
One more.
We got one more article.
This is the quickest. I keep getting it wrong. This is the quickest we ever done on the time. I'm not pointing at Ellie. I'm so sorry. I'm being rude. But basically, the time. They're past Ellie. There we go. So there's the time. We are getting even quicker. This is shock of it all.
Well, we're in a rush today. We have no choice but to be quick.
Yeah.
All right, and this is an article I literally added today. And I saw it. I was looking for something else to add to our list of news today because we had 3 articles, and I was like, I'm going to add an extra one. And I thought this was really important, especially for those of you who know me personally and you know the situation with my boyfriend. You guys will understand, and this will make a lot of sense to you why I wanted to add this article. Forza Horizon 5's sign language interpreters are a huge step for gaming. This comes from Kotaku.com. Forza 5 will have on-screen sign language interpreters, the first of its kind in AAA gaming. Both American Sign Language and British Sign Language will be supported and put into the game for cinematic scenes. The interpreters will be featured in a picture-in-picture format so that the players will be able to experience the storyline as it is. There is no release date for this particular feature, but the developers have promised that it will be featured in Forza 5. Other accessibility options for the game will include playing at reduced speeds while offline, high contrast and colorblind modes for higher visibility, and various subtitle options to adjust size and highlight keywords. From the article, and this is their closing statement, and I thought this was a really good way to close out the news as well as close out this particular article. And I quote, "From the very beginning of development of Forza Horizon 5, we made it a priority to incorporate accessibility features," Brown added. That's the person who was developing. "We want everyone in the world to be able to experience our game, and with more than an estimated 400 million gamers with disabilities across the globe, it is vital that all players be able to tailor their gameplay in a way that works best for them." So
That's awesome.
that is the closing statement in that article, as well as a great way to close out our discussion. We got 2 hydrates, guys, and RTK goes, "Every podcast I hear this is the quickest time." Well, we get quicker each time. We're
RTK, you probably
Just
put
saying.
a dollar. You put a dollar for every time we say that. Every time you probably get rich afterwards.
Probably would.
One.
Did I do 2 or only did the 1? I'll do an extra one just in case I only missed the 1.
No, you missed 2 off. Trans, you missed 2 off.
Reese, I have no more points, so you're in luck, Retro Wolf.
Yes, thank God for that. Ellie thinking, what's going on? Reese is going to be hydrate galore, trying to get all those points back.
Reese is our leader of hydrate trains, always. It never fails.
Absolutely.
If Reese starts hydrating, everybody starts hydrating.
Nice.
I bet Ellie's thinking,
Excuse me. sorry,
we're
cough here.
nutters. We're
No.
nutters.
We are, but
I
it's
think-
it's the best way.
Yeah, that's the best kind of community when you guys can be goofy together and, you know.
Yeah,
We're
well,
trying to be professional at the same time.
Oh, yes.
Wink,
Good.
wink,
professional.
wink.
We are so professional, Mal.
Yeah, we're trying our
Our
hardest.
massive production team that's behind every one of these episodes, you know.
Yeah,
Wow.
I like to thank A, B, C, and all the other stuff as well. Unbelievable seeds, but
Reese goes, yeah, they definitely are professional.
no, professional. Yeah, I'm trying to say we are professional.
I think we do
So,
pretty good
yeah,
for our
try,
limited two-person
try,
team.
try not to crash or anything like that at all.
I've said it before in the past. Literally, this show runs off of both me and Malcolm. That's it.
Yeah,
That is your whole production team, is me and Malcolm.
yeah, absolutely. Regarding this news article, I think I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to give them a
I
clap
know, right?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Amazing. I am so happy about that.
because one, I think they're. I know some games do it, like with the, with everything with the disability or the sign language. Well, that's the first I ever heard of a sign language being interpreted into a game itself, unless I'm mistaken. Anyway, I know that you get like different texts, higher or lower, depending on the site itself or the colorblind. Like the dyslexia and all the other stuff. I could say for more, to be fair, anything like that, but. That's the first I've ever seen or interpreted in a game itself, and fair freaking play to Forza for doing that because
Yeah.
Totally.
and I
And-
hope they do that spot and do that to push on to kick everyone.
Oh yeah, hopefully that gets people when the game comes out and all these accessibility options on the settings are there for people to use, and they realize this is a big thing with the community. Then hopefully that will get more companies on board with doing these type of things and incorporating more accessibility options in their games. I mean, we heard another article about something with accessibility options as well too in the past, but that was for deafness, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this one is this is for deafness too, but I mean it was a different thing. They were doing it for different disabilities. And so this one is the first of its kind in AAA gaming for them to incorporate on-screen interpreters into the game in a picture-in-picture format so that people who have, visual impairments can actually still play the game and still enjoy it. For people who might see but not hear, they can use sign language interpreters for British and American staff. That's really cool. American Sign Language and British Sign Language are both getting supported in this game. And then there's like the colorblind, the high visibility, all that stuff, all that extra thing that they're doing to make this game accessible to so many different people with disabilities in the world is just amazing. Like it definitely deserves a clap. It's really, really, really good that they're thinking about this.
Absolutely.
So we have a few comments in the chat. They're having their own conversation here. Reese goes, well, you, Malk, twitching the guests. Yeah, that's true, but it's mostly me and Malk getting all the pre-production for the week, and then our guest comes in and does the third segment, which is awesome. And then we go back to getting all the notes and everything together.
Yeah.
RTK goes, now let's say hypothetically I had the power to trigger hydrate 131 times. I don't even have that much drink right now. I'm sorry. That's not going to work out, RTK. And I don't get the boyfriend, so I can't get into alcohol right now.
No.
Otherwise, I would be able to do it.
Yeah.
And Reese says do it, and RTK goes, no, I want them to drown. Reese, because I think they would drown
That's
with
charming.
that. RTK goes, it's all about the timing. Now they can expect it. I have to catch him off guard. And Reese goes, true. And we got another hydrate from Reese. So
We're sorry for any technical difficulties, guys. When you're
get some
going
of those
from
hydrates this episode and save them until the drinking episode because I have lots of alcohol, but I will get very, very drunk very, very fast. Just keep that in mind. and Malk will have to deal with me, and then the boyfriend will have to deal with me afterwards. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'll be doing all the segments, and it'll be like, yeah, welcome to the Malk Bish Bash Bosh episode.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Trance is indisposed at the moment. She's on the floor. She fell out of her chair like 10 minutes ago.
You'll
Maybe
have
20
to get the
minutes into the
floor
episode.
cam. Floor
the
cam.
floor cam at the top, like it's like Big Brother kicking in on all the cameras. That's
There you
it.
go.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts, Ellie? I didn't hear your thoughts in general of
Oh.
the game itself. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't play Forza, but I think that's awesome. Like, accessibility and diversity, I think, is something both things need to be more prevalent in the gaming industry. And I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see what happens. They're setting a precedent basically, and it's
Yeah.
hopefully it'll like snowball into being available for everyone, because gaming should be for everyone. It's such a
Yeah.
fun, it's an artistic medium, and the more people that can play, the better.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
totally agree with you 100%. And my boyfriend at one point wanted to get a job doing development of accessibility options for disabled gamers, because that's something that is very close and near and dear to his heart. So he wanted to actually do that. And so, I mean, I love that a company is saying, hey, we want to incorporate these accessibility options so that everybody can enjoy our game the way that they are able to enjoy it, no matter what they have, whatever disability they have to overcome. We want them to enjoy this. So, mad
Absolutely.
respect to them for that. Mad
Yeah,
respect.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To be fair, it's just fair respect for them.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, so, but again, let's just hope the other games are going to kick in based on what they're doing as well, and I'm hoping they will. To be fair,
Yeah,
so
hopefully.
we have to wait and see how it all goes. But I believe that's
The end
all
of
the
the
news
news.
segments. End of the news.
And,
Oh my
and Reese
god!
just checked our uptime. We are at 48 minutes and 18 seconds, so we're doing pretty good today, guys. Where
Eddie,
is my vape liquid?
Eddie's thinking, "Oh my god, what is going on with this podcast?" Afterwards, to be fair,
We're good.
it's all good stuff. But we
there's
got.
I just want to say, I've been on a few shows, and you guys have the most organized setup so far. So
Oh, thank you.
good job.
Oh my god, I'm pouring with sweat. Thanks for that. Cheers.
No worries.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
That is high praise. Thank you.
Please
You
clip
feel so
that.
good.
Please clip that on Twitch if you are watching it
I
back.
feel so honored. Wow.
I know. I feel well. You definitely gonna get full vodkas, small bottles now after all
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
Um,
All the vodka.
Absolutely. So we are going up to the second segment. We've done the first segment, which was the PC console news, and now we're going to talk about the second segment, which should, after all we've discussed, should be leading up to the main discussion. And I'll let Trans do that again if she's okay.
Yeah,
to
I'm
kick
good.
in.
I had to cough a little bit.
I was just timing it to make sure you get
good.
that spot on. So basically, this main discussion should be a bit more longer than what we. Hopefully not more than 5. Well, let's say not more, but lot longer than 5-10 minutes of each of the news that we have been doing.
Oh, yeah.
So, so this should be the build up, and then segment 3 will be coming up soon, and then 4 afterwards as well. So here we go, guys. Reese, he says, I have clipped it. Bish, bash, bosh.
Thanks,
Get in.
Reese. Our clipper over there is helping with his little edited bits.
Absolutely. So, Trans, I'll let you do the honors again with the. Oh,
on the main discussion. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Did we lose Malk? Malk, where are you?
No.
No.
Hello?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Can you reset your camera? Try again.
Trying. I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh no.
Oh,
And we just got praise for being the most organized. So there you go. Wow. All right, there you are. You're back. Okay, great. We're good.
I am going to kick this restream after today. To be fair, I really am going to kick
Now
it.
it's
So,
Malk's turn. It was yours last time. He let me do the main discussion though, so I'm good. I'm good. I get to go, so we're good.
Let's do it quick before the camera decides to go yeeted itself
Gets
again.
yeeted out the window again. All right,
Absolutely.
so our main discussion topic this week: successful and unsuccessful AR integrated games and what makes them so. Now, the reason why I picked this article is because when I picked this article, actually, I picked it for a suggestion last week. And during that week, Pikmin Bloom came out. And also, in addition to that, I just had a card saying that the Harry Potter game that was developed by Niantic is getting discontinued. So I was like, well, what makes a successful AR integrated game? What makes it a successful augmented reality game? And I wanted to get everybody's inputs on this and tell me what you guys think. Because everybody knows about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is like massive and it's gotten so popular and it's so big. And everybody, you say Pokemon Go, everybody knows what you're talking about. Doesn't matter what their age is, they know what you're talking about. And for that game to have succeeded so well where others have fallen short, Jurassic World, for example, it's still going, but you don't hear a lot about it. There's not a lot going on with Jurassic World. The Harry Potter game, that one's getting discontinued this week. The Pikmin Bloom just came out. Nintendo was hoping this is going to be a massive release for them. I don't know how big it is. I haven't gotten the statistics on it. But the reference article I have is First Look Pikmin Bloom, Niantic's Walktastic follow-up to Pokemon Go. Soft launches today. Remember, this was like a week ago. And that's from Nintendo Life. So I wanted us to have a discussion about this because some games just do better than others. And I wanted us to discuss why we think that is and why we think that the Harry Potter game is getting discontinued and ended, whereas Pokemon Go is thriving and Nintendo's releasing Pikmin and expecting Pikmin to be like a follow-up and be as big, if not bigger, than Pokemon Go. So I wanted us to discuss that, what makes a successful AR game is what I wanted to hear. So I want to hear everybody's inputs on that. So who wants to go first?
I'm delegating it to Ellie straight away. Is that
all right? Well, I'm a fan of Pokemon and I'm a fan of Harry Potter, and I have played both games. I love Pokemon Go. I still play it, not regularly, but I do like it, every once in a while. I was so excited for the Harry Potter Wizards Unite, I think is what it's called, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So when it came out, I played it for a day or two, and I was just like, there is just something about this that it's not hitting the same way that Pokemon Go hits, And I really think it's the IP. Pokemon Go lends itself so well to augmented reality because you are walking around in the world. In Pokemon, you're walking around in the world collecting Pokemon. And Harry Potter,
Yeah.
it just lends itself so well to AR. I feel like it's just like, I don't know if any other IP could do it as well. Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, they tried to make it something. I don't even really know what they did. It was like kind of a just mishmash of weirdness, but I remember you would like collect. I don't even know. Was it stickers? Did you guys play it?
You collected I did play a little bit. You
Yeah.
would get stickers. You'd have to get like you have to collect like ingredients for things.
Yeah.
So you had to walk around and do that, and then you had your combat, which was you doing the wand thing, which you could use the AR or not use the AR.
When I think of Harry Potter, I don't think of collecting things. So it just doesn't, at least what they were trying to do with it, it didn't work. And I was not surprised that when I heard that it was shutting down, So
well, we also got to include Minecraft World too.
Right.
That's another AR game that you don't hear a lot about. You don't hear a lot about Jurassic World. You don't hear a lot about Minecraft World. And you would think that those would both be good games that would lend themselves to AR. Because, Minecraft, you're going around collecting and building things, and you can share things with your friends and all that stuff. I played that one too. And there's different places you can get different things. You can have different fights and stuff like that. So that you think that would lend itself to AR as well as Pokemon Go, because Minecraft is all about exploring, fighting monsters, building stuff, and sharing it with people. So that's another one that you don't hear a lot about, because there's always a thing. I feel like every game, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and you guys in chat, y'all probably know what I'm talking about as well too. Every game wants to get that thing. You know, that thing that catches the player's attention.
The-
That thing that keeps them coming back. What's up? What's up, Malik?
what's that thing? What's that thing
I
that you
don't
always
know.
keep saying?
It's a
'Cause
thing.
It's
It's
is
the
it
it
is it
factor. It's
is
the
it
it
just another thing?
factor.
It's the
I
it.
definitely think Pokemon Go had that because it hit the
Yeah.
nostalgia of all, the people that grew up with Pokemon. And that summer when it came out, you saw people playing it everywhere. And it
Yeah,
was just like it brought people together and it was amazing.
absolutely.
I think also because it was one of the first like big AR games, that's
Yeah.
probably one of the reasons why it succeeded so much versus some of the other ones.
Because when it came out, that no game company had ever done this before. This was a
Yeah.
brand new concept. They're like, "Ooh, we're going to take AR, augmented reality, and we're going to work it, and we're going to make it a playable game that's actually going to use AR in a practical way." And then we're going to make it where it lends itself because they have to walk around and they have to do this and they have to find the Pokemon, they have to do that, and they have to go to the gyms. So that's another thing too. So I mean, it's like I mean, the thing that does a thing. Reese goes, the thing that does a thing. In fashion, they call it the it factor. The thing that makes something go viral, that makes something get crazy popular really quick and stay crazy popular, which means it constantly has to evolve. So that's another thing about it. The games have to evolve as the players want the games to evolve. Pikmin Bloom, I have not played. I don't know. I wasn't a very big Pikmin person, but some people have said that it's actually really cute and seems like it's going to be pretty good. I haven't actually checked it out, so I can't say from personal experience. But I have played Minecraft and the Minecraft AR, and I have played the Harry Potter AR. And you're right, the Harry Potter AR just did not hit right. It didn't hit the same. It wasn't the same, and they were so hyped for it. Like, oh, you get to do wizarding stuff in the real world now, and we were all like, oh yeah, Harry Potter, yeah, it's gonna be so cool, and it was cool for like a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
After
And
that,
then
it
it
became a
just
chore.
yeah, and it was weird.
How about
I
you,
mean,
Mal?
I love Pokemon Go. When it first came out, it was so addictive, and then it died down a bit, and then it just, for some strange reason, I don't know how, but well, we all know how, but basically they come back, and it brought back even more than with more updates than ever before,
Yeah.
and you could like edit and all the other stuff, and that's what kicked it in, because it was a game that with the childhood that you watched all the programs, from the Pokemon series as well, and you wanted to catch them all. I'm not doing
Yeah.
it as what their slogan says, catch them all. Got to catch them all as
Oh,
well.
we have a
So,
hydrate in my chat, by the way.
okay. But basically, I, with the Pokemon Go, it clicked. Everything went smoothly. Obviously, there was every game that you play, there's always a hitch or there's always a glitch. Hitch glitch. There you go, rhyming kicking in as well.
Wow.
And then, but then it died down and again it come back. I've never played Pikmin Bloom, so I can't really say.
Well, it just
But
came out, so it's brand new.
oh, okay. But like I said, I've never seen it or played it or anything like that at all. But the Harry Potter one, it's a day kicking in, and then all of a sudden, no,
Yeah.
no, absolutely not. If you're a big Harry Potter fan, you might like it for a day, and then you might be very disappointed afterwards in the
It's
next
about the
few
case.
days.
It's about what happened.
So it just depends. Well, if you're a big Harry Potter fan, you might. I'm going to push it for 2 days. If you're a big
2
Harry
days.
Potter fan,
Too
2 days, just two
No.
whole days, because it's just like an hour here, an hour there, and it's just like, oh, just yeet it off as well. I'm going to
Well,
call it the
also
yeet.
they also had like you had to wait like to gather stuff, and then you had to wait for potions to brew
Oh,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So you had to do it was like those games where it says, oh, you have this amount of energy per day, and you have to wait till the stuff gets back. Steve had said in your chat, too many wolf shirts on display. The camera has too much taste to display them. Hating on
but-
your wolves.
So yeah, yeah. I'm not commenting, but I will have a word with him on Monday about that. To be fair, but yeah, it's all good. But yeah, with the Harry Potter game, it just all depends on everyone's preference and everything like that. I mean, people may like it a bit more or longer than what Reese has said, probably about 10 minutes, and then
10
got
minutes.
boring, and then
Full
got
10
boring.
minutes.
Yeah, so just depends on it, really.
Well, what do we think? Okay, so we talked about how Pokemon Go does lend itself to the AR experience because of the nature of the game, just in general. What
Yeah.
other things could we think that would actually lend itself? Like, for example, why do we not Jurassic World going across dinosaurs in the real world? That you'd think you would hear more about that, but you don't. And like I said, Minecraft as well. That's the concept of the game is to go around, gather materials, and build and share with your friends. That's the concept of it, and fighting monsters and crafting stuff. So what makes it? Where is the line? I guess is what I'm trying to say. That will be like, okay, this is going to get people into it, and they're going to love it, and people are going to be like, maybe. Maybe I'll play that tomorrow or 10 days from now. I don't know. I mean, when they first downloaded it and just absolutely loved it for like the first day or whatever and got bored of it. So that's really where it comes from. Like where do you find that feature that just clicks and makes the game that special, I guess, entity? Now, and this is not just in AR gaming. This is just in gaming in general. Malk, you know how much I love Stardew Valley, right?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
He knows
Wink,
nothing
wink.
about my love for
No,
Stardew. We've
no.
only mentioned it like 10 times this season.
Yeah, I will be honest for all your viewers. She's absolutely loved it. She will not stop talking about it in every
I haven't
single
played
episode.
it recently, but I do love my
Yeah.
Stardew. I can always go back to it.
Absolutely.
For that type of game, people are trying to find the next Stardew, and they're wanting to do these farming sims and these sims and this sim. What makes something click? What is that miraculous? I don't know what the word is. What is that magic
Go to.
thing?
Go to thing.
Well, yeah, what's
Think
that
of a
magic
thing.
thing that makes something really engage in you? Why is it that Stardew was so popular, but like 10 different spin-off sim games aren't that popular? You see what I'm saying? What is it that really is the magic touch for that game? That's what I was looking for. The magic touch. That's the word I'm looking for. So, I mean, in y'all's opinions.
I'll start it off. I think it's just more about the originals, like how it all starts and everything like that. It's like the addictiveness
Yeah.
as well, and the pure like get from, in Eddie's words in the earlier on, is from A to B without any issues with side quests or anything like that. That's how I see it, because it intrigues. Just like play the game, see if I can get from A to B, but then by the time you get to A, you go through. It's like train station stops. You try and get through to B, but you've got like side A1, A2, A3, and all the other side quests that you just can't get past. And I think that's what sometimes it may help, sometimes it may not. But for me, that's where it's the downfall, and it doesn't click. Whereas some games where, like the Pokemon Go, it's unique. It's the game that comes from the program itself, and I've heard that you can cheat. Like if you go on a bus or like on a car, and you just
Yeah, you
all
can
the other
cheat.
stuff.
Now, Pokemon Go, it's very true. If you go under 20 miles an hour, you can
Yeah.
still hatch all your eggs.
But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like that really. So it's kind of like the addiction and like trying to get to achieve the goal as quickly as possible. Whereas Minecraft, it's a massive map, unless I'm mistaken. It's a massive map.
Yeah.
But it's just like farming as well, and it's just like really frustrating as well at the same time. Same with the Jurassic World as well. It's like, yeah, I just want to get from A to B.
I don't know the specifics about Jurassic World. I mean, I had a couple people who played it and said it was kind of cool. But I mean, it still wasn't received nearly as well as Pokemon Go. I mean, and when Pokemon Go came out, they were on this cutting edge technology. They're like, "Ooh, we're going to use AR. Phones are featuring AR features now. We're going to use this. This is going to be the next big thing." You know, they always say this is going to be the next big thing.
Can you do that again, please? Can you do that again, please?
Next big thing. That's right there with 6. Sick.
I am
He
gobsmacked.
can't do it. He
I
can't
can't
do
do
it
it.
the way I do.
Sick.
See, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, Malk.
you
I've
go.
told you this a million times. It just doesn't work when you do it. It's
I-
much
It's a good
cooler when I
try.
do
Look,
it.
it's a British way. It works fine, perfectly fine. No questions asked.
You go up to
at all.
any of your friends in the UK and go, "That was sick." They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Okay.
They probably will. They probably will. To be fair, I'm
Like,
not.
what is wrong with you?
I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying one word
So I've been
at
hanging
all.
out too much with this US girl. Just saying.
Sick as well.
Doesn't work. I don't know. It just
Well,
doesn't work, buddy.
I'm
I don't know.
trying. Just trying.
I know. I mean,
I know.
I applaud your attempts. I do every
I'm
time.
getting
but
rinsed on this podcast now as well. Madness. But yeah, what have you got any more thoughts from you guys
Well, that's
as
what I
well?
was
From
gonna
the
say. What? That's what I was asking. Where do we feel like that magic touch comes in, and that that thing that sweeps us into this game and gets us wrapped up in it, and like you said, Pokemon Go lends itself to that, and there are other games that you think would lend themselves to that, but why don't they?
I think that a lot of it has to do with being innovative, but also being simple, like not something overly complicated. So maybe Minecraft was too complicated, too big of a world, too much going on. Whereas like Pokemon Go, you're just throwing Pokeballs at stuff and occasionally going to the gyms and raiding. So I think nowadays like Pokemon Go is a little bit more complicated, but it still has the same, like it's very simple in its ultimate goal. But some of these games like Stardew Valley, I think I've only played it a little bit, but I think it's fairly simple, right? I mean, I don't know if it's
Stardew Valley. Okay.
okay.
All right. I'm gonna get situated here because we're gonna go into this conversation and we're gonna deep delve into this one.
Okay.
Uh oh.
Okay. So
This
all
is
right. Here's the
kicking
thing
off
about
now.
Stardew. Here's the thing about Stardew. The gloves are coming off.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Stardew. Stardew seems very simple on the surface.
Yeah, right. But then
But
like yeah, that's what
it's not.
Yeah. And I think
There's
that's what grabs people, right?
Yeah, it's really complicated. Like, I mean, like there's so much you can do in Stardew, almost too much if you ask some people, because some people can't even get the challenges and get everything done they're trying to do. You have to befriend people. Oh my God, what
Oh,
happened
no.
to stop screen? No. You have to befriend people. You can have a relationship. You can have a kid be born. You have to control the farm, which is the main concept of Stardew. But you also are on
Right.
a time limit for controlling this farm. You have 2 years to do it in, and those years go by very, very fast. You have literally less than 15 minutes every single day in actual to do everything that you need to do with your farm. On top of talk to people, befriend people, go fishing, make money, go buy stuff, buy the things that you need for the replacements for your farm. Go to any of the events. You lose a day worth of events because your events happen that happen at 9 a.m. And so you've literally got 3 game hours, which is like nothing, to get your farm in order, then go to the events. You'll usually more often than not get to the events late if you have a big farm. Or you might not make it at all. There's a good possibility you might not make it at all. Plus, there's all kinds of little bonuses that you can get. Like there's a drop that is a meteor, and you have to get further along in the game to actually use the meteor. There's also other drops you can get. You can get lucky and have special crops be grown. And there's other things that happen too. And you also have to check your weather for the day, because if the weather's not going to be nice, you're going to have to take into consideration that. Plus, there's shops that close at certain times of the week. So you got to keep that in mind too. And people have lives. They don't stay at their shop 24 hours a day. They leave at 5 p.m. every single day. So you have to figure all of this out and work it all out. On top of go down to the mines to go deep delving to get other ingredients that you need for other things. So there is almost too much to do in Stardew. But people love it for that, because no one plays Stardew the same.
Mhm.
That's one of the things. The thing about Stardew, no one plays it the same. Some people focus on the farm, they don't worry about the relationships. Some people working on the relationships, they do the farm, they do the minimum to keep the farm up. They don't worry about having a massive farm. They make sure they get what they need. Some people worry about like further aspects of the farm later on. Some do it early. Some go into challenges and say, "Oh, I only got 1 year to get all this done, get it all activated." And on top of that, you can't grow crops in the winter at all. At all. You have no crops in the winter unless your greenhouse is up and running by winter time, and that never happens in the first year. So, because there's a community center that you gotta get back onto Earth, you gotta make it looking nice again. You don't get the greenhouse until you finish one of the segments of the community center. So it's a lot of there's a lot of Stardew that's like there's so much to do. It's almost overwhelming sometimes, but people don't mind it. But then there are other games where there's too much to do, like the Harry Potter game we were talking about.
Right.
There's too much to do, but people are like, I don't want to do that.
So would you say it's like it kind of lets people just create their own stories almost? Is that
yeah.
I think
That's a big thing about Stardew,
yeah.
Like you can play it how you want. You can and if you want to do everything, which most completionist players, myself included, tend to want to do everything, you have 2 game years to do everything in. And your days go by like that. Like you wake up at 6 a.m. If you're not in bed by midnight for the rest of the day, you have no energy to do anything. And so you have to get to sleep. You have to still take consideration that you have limited time to chop down trees and get the wood so that you can build up on your house, so that you can do this, so that you can do that. And there's so much to it. There's so much to it. And some people, like I said, some people don't focus on certain aspects of the game. I've played games with people and they're like, oh, I didn't worry about that. I'm not going to worry about that till later. And then after the 2 years are up, you have open play pretty much. There's no limitations. But if you want to be a completionist, you've got to get everything done in 2 years. And it's not easy.
It sounds a lot like Harvest Moon, if you guys played that, but I loved Harvest Moon 64, and just a lot of that sounds very similar. So like on face value, you know, it's like a simple farm simulator, but then when you really get into it, it's like really complicated. So
people have strategies for the best way to play Stardew.
That's
You have strategies like what crops you should plant for the best fun, for the best money, so that you have enough money to do all the things you need to do. What fish are the most profitable? Don't even worry about these crops. Plant these trees, because you have to get trees too. Because you have to have the apples and the oranges and all that stuff for other things. And yes, it is a lot like Harvest Moon. And when I first played it, I'd never played Harvest Moon, so I really didn't understand what I was getting myself into. Because my ex was like, "You gotta play this game," and I'm like, "Okay." And and I played it, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool." He's like, "Oh, did you think about this, 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 and this?" And I'm like, "No." I've just been planting and growing and doing the occasional selling and making some money. He's like, "Oh, well, you need wood for this, and you need this, and you need this, and you need this." And there's a whole crafting system as well too, for things, one, that make your game easier, and two, there are certain gifts that you can only get through the crafting system. If you don't craft the right item, you don't get that gift.
The beauty of it, though, is that when you're new to it, you don't know all that stuff, and then you discover it as you go, and it's just like, whoa, that's awesome, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and it's such an in-depth game. But yeah, you're right. It does let people play how they want to play. I mean, you can focus on certain aspects of the game and not focus on other aspects. And so, I mean, that's one thing. People like the opportunity to have choices. And when Concerned Ape made this game, I don't know if he realized he were giving them too many choices. But I mean, it worked, And there's so many other farm simulators that try and copy that formula, and they just can't do it as well as he did. He did spend a lot of time working on it, like what we said, like 5 to 8 years, I think it was.
Yeah.
A lot of time. And he didn't have much game developing experience at the time. He knows more now for his second game. He'll probably have that one out faster, and it's a different concept. But the same thing applies to the AR games, this next big technology. VR was the next big technology. And there are VR games, but they're not prominent. You know what I'm saying? So AR, VR, all these features, the next big technology that's on the books has been the next big technology for what, 3-4 years now?
A long time, yeah.
So I mean, and there's so many things that have tried to copy the success of Pokemon and just can't do it, and have failed, or tried to do VR and have failed. So all these massive on-edge technologies have been on edge for years. And you'd think that with the pandemic, we would have had more things come up like VR. And yeah, there's some games that came up that were VR or AR, but they don't hit the same. So that's pretty much what I was talking about. Malk, what do you have to say? I went on my rant. We're good now. I finished my starting rant. I will mute my mic so you can talk.
I was going to say everything's fine, to be fair. I don't know what else to say because you ran just totally spot on, to be fair. So yeah,
I
absolutely.
muted my mic and everything for you, Malk.
I know, but it's just basically, I think what you said was just spot on, really. But I don't know what to top it off, to be fair. So I don't know. It's really, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. I'm speechless now. The rant I'm just listening to it completely. I was just
We
like,
have another hydrate in my chat, and then we have some comments to catch up on.
yeah.
Reese says you have robotic voice right now. I don't know why. He's the Malk robot now. We have turned him into the Bionic Man. We have replaced his voice with a full voice box, modular and everything.
Hopefully not.
Steve had a couple comments in your chat.
Yeah. Oh God, that was close. But yeah, basically, Ali G, sick. That's what he was on about. Chance does not like it. It's
I didn't know where the reference was. So okay.
If you watch Ali G in the past, or Sasha, I can't say his name, the one who did Borat.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
He did the character for Ali G, and that's like sick, massive stuff.
Okay.
And then Brooks says, Steve says, I defend your honour, Malk. Yes, honour spelt with a U for the Brits. You. As well.
And Reese had said, your camera had died on you.
Yeah, I do apologise for that, guys. I'm
Camera
really
was like, nope, done. We're done.
I'm really going to try and destroy Restream and talk to him about it because it needs sorted out. Sort this shit out. Sorted as well.
Restream. We love you, but sort things out, man. Come on.
Absolutely.
Reese takes another followage for you. Actually, did followage for you.
2 months, 18 days, and 2 hours.
Yeah.
Mad scenes, to be fair. Absolutely mad. I believe that's segment 2. Don't know unless anyone else wants to rant. Unless anyone wants to have any more rants. Go. Are you sure?
I'm done with my starting rant.
Ellie, have you got any rants?
No, but I enjoyed listening to that rant because it made me want to re-download Stardew because I only have like 7 hours clocked on Steam, so maybe I'll give that a try tomorrow.
Yes. If we become Steam friends, I can help you. I haven't been in it lately. I've been doing the GTRP still. Speaking of Malk, I have some updates for you, by the way.
Okay.
I have some updates to tell you that you'll appreciate.
Okay.
Later. I'll tell you later. Because this is about Ellie. This is the interview with the streamer. This is Ellie's segment. This is all about you, Ellie.
Absolutely. See, I don't know what you did. It spot on, Chance. Thank you so much for that. This is segment 3, interview with the streamer. Now, Ellie does not know the questions at all. I asked her just before we started the stream, give me 8 numbers. No, I'm not saying phone numbers or anything like that. Just give me 8 numbers of the numbers itself. And what it is basically related to the streamer questions. Now, these are nothing personal, nothing, nothing outrageous questions or anything like that. It's all related to, like, for example, when did she started the stream, or when did what was their favourite moments, etc. Something like that with the streaming itself. So we're not going to say, Ellie, can we have your phone number, please, or can we,
Sure.
where do you live, or where do you live as well? Do you know what I mean? Nothing like that at all on the stream, because people might think, oh, what's going on here as well. So that's what it is. That's what we're trying to emphasise every time, because people might take it in speech marks the wrong way as
I was
well.
saying
So
we don't delve into the skeletons in your closet. We leave those for you.
Okay. Thank you.
absolutely. So let's go to the numbers. I'm just trying to find where it was. There we go. Okay. Okay. So first question is, what got you into streaming?
So I've been streaming on and off since 2018, but I've taken long breaks during my hiatuses.
Yeah.
The first time I started streaming, I had no idea about anything social media related. So I didn't really promote my streams and therefore didn't really get much viewership. I was also playing games like Fortnite, which is super saturated and hard to be found. So, last year during the pandemic, I kind of came back to streaming and I had a little bit more know-how with social media. I created my Instagram account, EllieTheMage, and got a lot of followers from that and decided I would try to get people to watch me on Twitch. So yeah, it's on and off. I actually decided to go on another streaming hiatus to explore YouTube. I get creative inspiration and then I abandon my old projects. So it happens kind of often, but right now I think I'm sticking with YouTube only because keeping a Twitch schedule is very difficult.
Okay.
I work 9 to 5. It's really hard to.
Yeah.
I also have a
No.
lot my community. One of my mods is from India, so he was waking up at 2 in the morning to catch my stream. So I thought, you know what, a lot of the people that watch me are from Europe and stuff. So
I got that too. I did. I got that a lot too. That's how I met Malk.
Oh, you're right.
I had a lot of European followers, just in general. And your starting story sounds a lot like mine. I have taken I can't count how many long breaks I've taken away from streaming, Malk. I can't. I don't even remember.
Sometimes you need
It's at
it.
least 3 or 4, and I've been streaming for what, 4 years, something like that.
It'd probably be about that. I
Yeah, give or
think,
take.
to be fair.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I've had so many breaks in the last 4 years. It's been pretty crazy. So I'm like, oh my god, I can so relate.
Breaks, I think they're necessary, but they unfortunately hurt you, or they can hurt you because the algorithms with social media and stuff, and they just, they don't favor people that take breaks, which honestly sucks, but that's a whole that I could rant about that. That would be my rant.
This is your chance now. You can say whatever you want at this point.
I'll just say that I think I just hate algorithms. That's what I'll say.
I am taking class right now, which I'm retaking because I took it not too long ago, but I had to drop the class because I had some family matters that needed my attention.
Yeah.
And it's about social media marketing. This is my class that I'm taking right now. So we're talking about the algorithms, and we're talking about how they've changed them and all the different changes that Google has made and Facebook's made and all this stuff. We're talking about all of that, so I can understand where you're coming from about that.
Yeah.
So there'll be the episode of the rants of the algorithm situation as well. So I'm not surprised at that, to be fair, with that. So it's all good in the hood. So unbelievable scene. So what next question is, what was the best memory you have since you started streaming, and what was your worst? So it's kind of like together.
Well, I'll start with worst just to get that over with. I think the worst, not besides technical difficulties, because that happens to everyone. And you have to cancel your streams and stuff. I think the worst is I had a mod. So being a girl in gaming, unfortunately, some guys will harass you, and it's not very nice. And So I had a mod, or someone who wanted to be a mod for my stream. We had developed a nice friendship, and I gave him my phone number. I'm really strict about like not giving people a lot of my personal information. He ended up started sending me creepy pictures, and I was like, okay, I thought you were gonna be my friend, but turns out you're actually just
A creep.
a creep. Yeah, so unfortunately in the gaming world, you'll get people like that. I get, you'll get people like that anywhere, but yeah, so my worst memory is probably dealing with that guy, because I thought he wanted to actually be my friend, and we had this bond over streaming and gaming, but it turned out to be nothing. But my best memories of streaming, I guess, would be just in the last year or so, kind of having a more regular streaming schedule allowed me to meet a lot of people. So I actually have 2 friends that I'm really good close friends with now because of Twitch.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll just say the friendships. If we're going outside of like not just streaming, but also being in the gaming community on Instagram and social media, I've actually met up with people and formed genuine, real life bonds with people. So
Yeah.
I just think it's awesome.
The people that I've met streaming and being a part of the gaming servers and stuff like that have, especially, Malk for one, Teddy for another, Channy, of course, and all of the regulars that come to your streams and mine have really made it worthwhile, and have really made it so much more enjoyable, because we've formed friendships that have lasted for years. And it's
Decades.
amazing.
Decades.
He says
to be fair.
decades.
That's all I'm saying, to be fair.
He means it in the best possible way.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not. No, I'm not nothing like that. I'm just like decades is in a good way, to be fair. But I agree with Trans. I mean, when I've been doing the streaming side of like the computer games, like the retro side, to the modern side of things, and seeing you guys streaming not at the exact same time, but you know what I mean, like different points of time as well. And like, Trans will get on to become a good streamer, and then Ellie is like, oh my god, she's going to become a bigger streamer as well. Not saying bigger or the other, but I'm just saying, like in the nicest possible way. To say,
I love it when he gets flustered like this. It's so funny.
yeah, but because if I don't say it, you make it. How dare you do that to me on this? So,
Malk, when have I ever said, "How dare you do that to me?" and meant it in a serious way?
Never, but at least I'm prepared, thinking minds as well.
You think after being friends for like 4 years, we'd know each other like that? Come on.
I know, but I'm just being. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be, be professional at the same time as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, watching all the greatest people and seeing them grow with the community, that's the greatest thing ever. And then I do agree with Ellie. Like, I'm not saying I've had it from my side or anything like that, but I do see the aspects of other people like getting harassed or getting weird situations. In speech marks, so I can't stop doing that on the screen itself. But you know what I mean? It's basically, yeah, you know what I mean.
Our audio viewers can see that, right? Our audio.
Yeah, the audio.
I should throw some in too.
Yeah,
I'll throw some in too.
Wink. Speech marks itself. No, basically, it's downright disgrace, and it's not fair. And people want to be equal on the streaming side, and they just want to enjoy giving back to the community that they want to do as well. And everyone needs to be equal. And I know I keep saying it because it is the equal terms as well. But some people are just bastards. And I'm saying it on stream. I don't care, but they are bastards.
No,
No, but it's not fair because it's more towards
have to tell you a story later.
This is the exclusive news after all the podcast itself.
So, I mean, I can tell you now on that comment. First off, Reese says, I didn't know you used YouTube, Retro Wolf Live.
That's already slowly started just to get all the podcast videos up there as well.
So here's a story on that on the back of that comment that you just made. Here's a story about my friend from one of the cities I'm in. He he had gone out with a friend or whatever, and if he's watching this, he'll know I'm talking about him. But I'm not giving his name out. So he had gone out and. For the once in a blue moon that he went out with his friends or whatever, he wound up getting chased by some guys. And he calls me up on Discord. And he's like, this is why I hate IRL people. And he tell me what happens. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, I just got through getting chased. Are you out of breath? He's like, yeah, a little bit. And I was like, yeah, I figure it. You sound like it. He's like, this is why I hate IRL people. This is why I hate them. And I'm like, okay. They're all assholes. I'm like, I know.
Rinsed or rejected type stuff as well. Okay. So we're getting ahead of ourselves. So that was the second question itself. So the third one I'm going to ask you is, when was the moment you really decided to take up gaming as a hobby?
Well, I mean, I've been gaming my whole life, but not, I wouldn't say I was very good at it at a younger age. Let's see, I played casually as a kid. I was always embarrassed in school that people would think I was a nerd and stuff for gaming. So I never was like open about it. I didn't have gamer friends. It wasn't until I was 18 that I was like, I worked at Best Buy and I bought myself an Xbox 360 and I was finally open with people about, my World of Warcraft addiction. I think that's when I finally was just like, look, everyone, I'm a gamer and I love video games and I don't care what you think. Like, that's me. That's my favorite thing to do.
I can completely relate to that on like a spiritual level, Ellie, like for real. Because I mean, I was a gamer too. Because when I was younger, I would play the old consoles, and only a few of my friends were into it too. And that's one reason why I had a lot more guy friends than I had female friends, because the guys were into the games that I was into. So I can completely relate to that. And finally, when I finally got older, I'm like, you know what? I'm a gamer, and if you look at my bio, and anybody who's checked out my channel, you can see it's on my bio. Literally, if you're on my channel right now, scroll down, look at my about section, and see what it says. And it will tell you a lot about me. And I will read it to you on stream, okay? So you can read along with me. How about that? It's follow the bouncing ball, apparently. It says, I'm a nerd, I'm a girl, I say and do some of the dorkiest things, but at least I'm fun. I was like, you know what? Screw this. This is who I am. This is the person I am. I say dumb shit all the time on stream. And I'm just crazy. And I learned. Yeah, Reese, I've read it about 20 times. Yeah, and that's just who I am. I mean, and I learned, just to embrace that. That's one of the things that we've talked about with previous streamers, that we've learned just to embrace who you are. And people will like you for who you are. Because there's going to be people that feel the exact same way as you over here. Like, they feel like they're the only person who feels that way. And they come across you on your channel and they're like, oh my God, this person is so much like me. And I love this. This is my people. This is the way it is. And that really is the truth. I mean, it is. You just have to embrace who you are. And I'm also a K-pop fan. And hang on, wait. Let me get my... Oh, it fell. Oh, well, it's okay. And one of the things I keep... And I have another one of these. This is the broken one. I have like 3 of these. 2 of them are broken. That's how much I wear them all the time. And one thing that I keep on me, and RTK can vouch for this, and all of the other K-pop fans can vouch for this, is I keep a lanyard. Can you see that?
For the guys who are listening to the audio, I'm glad you can see it. Oh, no.
It is a BTS lanyard, and one of the things that I have learned since becoming a BTS fan is learning to love who I am and love myself and be who I am and just embrace that. That's one of the things that I've learned. And that, along with streaming, has just really helped me just say, okay, this is who I am. I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. And if you got a problem with it, fuck you. Okay, just saying it right now. So I mean, that's just who I am, And it took a long time to get there. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I think a lot of, I think kids, I guess, I don't know how it is now, but they're, like they want to fit in. And when my friends, they didn't play video games, so I wanted to fit in. I didn't talk about it. And there was like I was so into WoW, and I skipped one of my best friend's birthday parties to like get my warlock level 50 weapon, and like I remember this because I love the video game, and I just like I don't know. It was just not that it was hard to keep it a secret, but it's just so much cooler to be able to like find yourself and like find friends that you relate to. And
are you okay, Mel?
Yeah, I'm just laughing because I just can't believe. Yeah, let's get this level 50 weapon and all the other stuff.
That was
Yeah.
serious business, man.
Sunken Temple on my no Morlock.
If
Mel
you
doesn't understand because have you played WoW, Mel?
I'll tell you what. I'll let you have a guess. Yes or no. If you do get it
You're
right,
not a very big RPG person, though.
you never know.
You like some RPGs, but you're not.
You never know. You never know. I'm so sorry, Ellie. I will get back to you in a minute.
I will guess that you might have played it for a little while and then stopped.
I'll retire. Damn you. So yeah, I played it. I played WoW. I know WoWy type stuff. But yeah, I mean, I played it for a brief moment when I was at uni actually, or university at UK, and it was absolutely amazing. And then I stopped afterwards because I remembered that you have to do all these side quests and all the other stuff as well, and then updating like, just
What did I
yeeted.
say? He's
Just
not an RPG player. That's not.
Yeah, but I did play it.
Big on it.
You said and quoted, did I ever played WoW?
Yes, and I
Yes.
guessed correctly.
Yeah, you guessed it correctly, but only for a brief moment on that as well. But yeah, I mean, WoW. It was definitely WoWy back in the day. And it
Title
still is.
of the episode: Trance is psychic.
I am not saying a word to you, Trans. To be fair, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say anymore. I'm speechless. Yeah, I'm absolutely speechless. But I'm still laughing because I mean that's pure dedication from you, Ellie, to get that level 50, especially.
Yeah, I mean, this weapon. No, sorry, but this weapon, I was very passionate about it. It was a scythe. That's right. Like the Grim Reaper weapon, and it was so cool because it was like I was a warlock and I had a scythe. I had to skip. I had to skip
important stuff.
Yeah.
I thought you said psych. No, I thought you said the word psych.
No.
Sorry.
You just leave that to me, okay, Mel? You leave that to me. I've got that. I've got that on lock.
I've retired. No. Cheers for that. I'm retired. Oh no, to be fair. So
next week it'll be the Trans Gamer Gorilla podcast.
Yeah, I've stopped the podcast.
Down.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Oh no, to be fair. Nah. I mean, fair play to you for pure dedication. That's what I love about people who put their time in. If you haven't heard from them for decades and still put that time in.
If you haven't heard from them for decades, they're probably grinding on World of Warcraft or New World.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep it in mind. Because she's into New World. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just mad, to be fair. Absolutely mad. But yeah, I mean, unbelievable stuff as well. So, I believe that was the third question.
That was. Now we're on question 4.
Question 4 is, how long have you been streaming for? And what were some memorable milestones along the way?
Okay, well, as EllieTheMage, I've been streaming since last June. Well, June 2020. But I actually started my Twitch channel with a different name, and I was actually like co-streaming with someone. But she's my wife. She did not want to continue doing that. She doesn't like being in the spotlight, but I do. Like, I'm a complete ham. So I just decided to fire her from all social media endeavors and go my own way, go solo. So I've been streaming on and off since June 2020. I think I have like 600, almost 700 followers, but I attribute most of those followers to being because I had my Twitch link in my Instagram bio. So I don't have that big of a following or anything on Twitch, but the people that do show up to my streams, they're friends. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to hang out with them.
Agreed. Completely.
Absolutely. And this is why the Bish Bash Bosh podcast should be giving you a bit of a push to get some more followers as well.
Yeah.
Because we've got, and Chance would agree with me on this, we made a few people hit their affiliate.
Goals, yeah.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
also,
there were 3 streamers that hit affiliate after being on our show.
That's awesome.
and also they've had like another 10, 20 followers. I know that's not much, but it kind of builds up slowly to
Every little
help.
bit helps when you're working towards
Mhm.
growing a community on Twitch. It really does.
And
Reese goes bish bash bosh. There we go.
he's taking our words. He's trying to get our show back. As well. But like I said, funny enough, I looked at the followers and like the number count that you had from your Twitch and your YouTube and your Instagram. Instagram, I was gobsmacked. You had like over 19,000 followers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, almost 20K. So actually, this is maybe interesting, maybe not.
Okay.
But when I started streaming in 2018, I did not use social media. And then I taught myself how to use social media. I am actually now a social media manager at the law firm I work at. So like I taught myself how to do all this. I started my Instagram account in March of 2020 and like got to almost 20,000 followers at this point. So
I know
think
who to hit up for
Yeah,
my social media marketing class now.
Yes, I love helping people with social media. I think it has a bad rap, but it can be used for good. It definitely helped me get people into my Twitch stream, onto YouTube, and like that gives you a boost to grow a community. So
We have a
Absolutely.
high five
Yeah.
from Reese in the chat.
Oh, sorry.
I'm almost out of soda.
Sorry. But basically, when I looked at that, I thought, fair freaking play. FFP, fair freaking play on that. To get to nearly 20K on Instagram, I'm like, holy shit, she's done
Yeah.
something fantastic.
That's the next
As well.
hashtag FFP.
Yeah. You got the triple B, which is the Bish Bash Bosh.
Bish bash bosh.
And then FFP, which is the fair freaking play as well. But yeah, I mean, I respect I respect you, Ellie. I respect Trans. I respect everyone that try and push their followers to try and bring into the Twitch or the YouTube or any social media to try and get themselves to be where they want to be, if you know what I mean. As such, like all of us want to be the biggest streamers in the world, but not like too big. Do you know what I mean? Because you got people who like you can name all the like Ninja. Is it Ninja? Like the most popular one. He gets like into the get everything sorted as well. You don't want to get in that limelight too much, but you want to be at the top to be at the very best. And I'm sure you've done a magnificent job, Sam Trans. Same with anyone else that deserves that credit and dedication. It'll be the dedication episode because you've talked about the WoW with the level 50, and now you're getting nearly 20K with that follower. I'm still gobsmacked. I can't even get 1,000, let alone 20,000, nearly 20K.
I'll give you the secret tips for how to grow.
Right, guys. I'm stopping the stream. I wanted these tips now. That's it now. And Reese has just said, GYSS, get your not you, Ellie. Get your shit sorted as well. Yeah, that's Bish Bash Bosh moments as well. So yeah, if you could give me the tips, that'll be fantastic. Bish Bash Bosh moments as well. I can't stop saying Bish Bash Bosh. Don't know why. It's just the show itself. So that was the fourth one. We're halfway. We've got 4 more. I'm so sorry. We've got 4 more. Okay. What kinds of characters do you relate to the most in computer games terms? Is that right, Trans? Like, as in, that's right. Yeah.
Like when you play a game,
Mhm.
okay, you have a character in this game, and like you get the cinematics and you get all that stuff, and you get to learn more about the character. What kinds of characters in those type of games do you relate to the most?
I like to, well, like in an RPG where you make decisions, like in Mass Effect or something like that. I don't. I mean, I like characters that I see myself in. You know, I like,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. But I like to not play as myself. Really, I like to be more of the renegade. I like to be kind of like the anti-hero. So I love Mass Effect because you can go either way. You can be a paragon or you can be renegade, and I love the renegade playthrough. I like being an asshole to the NPCs.
That's great. That's great.
Because I'm kind of nice. I'm kind of shy in real life, so I would never be like that in real life. But that's just it's like just letting myself experience life a different way.
And Ellie, that's all I'm going to do. Give you a massive clap because I'm going to say this next one. I'm sure Trans will say this. Have you ever played GTA RP?
We were talking about that.
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
earlier when you couldn't
it sounds
hear us.
amazing. I have to say.
So if people who just joined in wondering what's going on, that's what's happened, because there's technical issues with the restream itself, and so I couldn't hear any of the guys at all, but all I could see was 3 me's.
I was
at the same time.
explaining my characters to her while you were trying to sort out your technical stuff. I was explaining her the difference between Olivia and Aliana.
It kind of feels like you experience your inner side that you never experience in real life as well, if that makes sense.
Well, Olivia and Aliana are
2 different people. 2 different people.
They're 2 parts of the same person. They're 2 parts of me. So, but one goes one way and one goes the other way.
Oh yeah, I've heard it before, and
he knows.
and that's why you don't want to mess with Trans, with Ariana. Oh, you know what I mean? And that's
Aliana
why.
will kick your ass, and she won't think twice about it.
I'll be like, hey, how you doing? And be like, ow!
Allie will punch the shit out of you.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, how you doing?
That's how she makes friends. She scraps with them.
She'll be like,
She's like, you want to scrap? Let's scrap right now. I'll scrap with you right now. Come on, let's go.
But I was just trying to say, in relation to it, it sounded like you try and bring your inner self that you've never experienced before, but in the game side, because you're never going to get hit back on. Does that make sense?
I wouldn't say my inner self is like a renegade in Mass Effect. If you've played that game, because Renegade Shepard is a jerk. I don't think I'm a jerk, but
oh no, you are absolutely amazing, Ellie. Absolutely.
And then I also just want to say my name, EllieTheMage. I like to play magic-based characters. So
click.
There you go.
Click of a finger. There you go.
We were talking about that with diversity last week, weren't we? Fireball over here and send your dog to go kill somebody over here, and then give them scratches. That's what you do.
There you
go. Give them scratches. I don't remember that bit. I don't
give
remember
the scratches for doing a good job for going to kill the guy that you told him to go kill.
Oh yeah, I don't remember because I'm probably gone after all the drinking. Yeah, pretty much. To be fair. But yeah, that's immense stuff. To be fair, and like I said, I never knew that you liked Mass Effect in that sense, and like So you would sign, sealed, and delivered. So I'll get this autograph from the characters, like the Renegades and all the other stuff as well.
That would be amazing. I just started playing the Legendary Edition, and it's my favorite game series. And when the 3rd game came out in 2012, I finished it. I honestly thought I would never be able to play a video game again because the story was that good.
Oh wow.
Oh It's
So-
like different. We could have a debate going now to
Yeah.
say which is the best game story mode, like a trilogy or quadruple type movie themed. And I could be in a rant now. I'm going to say Uncharted. Have you
Could
ever
be.
played Uncharted? Have you ever played Uncharted before?
He
The
loves
series.
Never have.
Uncharted.
Uncharted. See, this is where I'm going to kick in. Basically, Uncharted is without doubt. I was the same as you with massive, like the Mass Effect stuff. Yeah, massive effect as well. But yeah, it's just absolutely amazing, and you feel like you're watching a movie but playing at the same time.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, with Mass Effect, it's more decision making to say, oh, if you do this, it's kind of like the butterfly effect because it's like you got to make the right decisions or the right other stuff
It's
as well.
like Fable in that way.
Yeah, and
The
then
Fable series is amazing because the choices you made an impact on the world around you.
yeah, absolutely. And like I said, with Uncharted, I know it's just you have to do the story mode, you have to do it in one way, but it feels like you're in the game and you can't get out of it. It's so epic, and you just can't get rid of it as well. But yeah, when you do get the chance, if you ever do get a chance, play Uncharted from the start all the way
really
to episode 4, like the fourth movie. Well, I say the
Episode
fourth.
4, really?
You know what I mean? Episode 1, episode 2. It feels like a
He's
movie
super
one.
stoked for Uncharted 5 to come out too. No, was it 6 now? It's 6, ain't it? No, it's Far Cry. Far Cry is 6.
You're thinking
Yeah.
Far Cry. You think you're 2 steps ahead with the Far Cry type
Far
stuff.
Cry looks
yeah.
good too, though.
It does, to be fair. It looks. Try not to mess about with the guy as well.
Yeah,
At the same time.
that's good.
What was it now? What number was I? Was it done 5?
We just did 4, so now we're on 5.
We've done on 5.
This is why it keeps me around, guys.
Oh no, we've done 5. Sorry, this is the 6th one.
Then we're on 6. Now we're on 6.
So 6th one is there a game that is releasing soon that you're super hyped to play, and why?
Probably not, honestly, because I haven't seen anything that great coming out, but I am really excited for Horizon Forbidden West. Because,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is a very good game. The story is pretty cool.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens to Aloy and all her mechanical enemies.
We have to wait and see in part 2
Yeah.
as well. So yeah, mad scenes, to be fair. You got any comments so far, Trans, from your side? You okay?
No,
You're
I'm good. I'm
No.
just chilling, vaping and just vibing. Vaping and vibing.
Fair it is.
Hashtag vaping and vibing.
See, I'm going to say episode 7, and I meant to say question 7. I'm getting lose my head.
We've been doing this for too long.
Yeah, I know. What things do you look for when deciding on a new game to play?
Well, I think in my older age, I definitely take other people's opinions into account before I spend money on something. When I was younger, if it looked cool and I thought I would obsess over it, I would buy it immediately. So games like The Sims, which I just like,
Yes.
when I was 10 years old, just like, oh man, that game looks amazing. So I bought it. Games like EverQuest, if you guys ever heard of that, that game is like a predecessor to WoW, basically. So nowadays, I definitely read up on the reviews. I like to play games that have a badass female lead. So like Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah. So I love pretending that I can be the badass again.
Wow.
Yeah. What else? I love MMOs. So I've been playing. I haven't been playing WoW, but I've been playing Final Fantasy 14. Actually, I haven't been. I just started again yesterday. I've been talking like I just play it all the time.
I play it all the time. I took a break from WoW for 14. You know.
I just resubscribed yesterday, so yeah. I love games that have a social aspect to them. I have a hard time like reaching out to people in the games, but when I do make friendships in the games, I find that they're very strong and long lasting, and they're just as strong friendships as my real life people. So, yeah. So those are my qualities in a video game.
I think you would like Outriders.
Outriders?
I liked
What
it
is-
more than I thought I would. It came out May this year,
Okay.
and you can get it on console or PC. But Outriders, you can pick whether you want to be a male or a female person in the game.
Mm.
Of course, I went with a female, but she's kind of a no nonsense person, and
Yes.
and it kind of incorporates FPS in it too, so you get the shooting effect as well, and the storyline is kind of cool. So I think you would like that one.
I'll have to look.
It's
I
on
I haven't even heard of that. I'll have to, or maybe
Check
it's
it
like in the
out.
back of my brain. But yeah, I'll have to
Check
check
it
it out.
Yep. I played that game hardcore after it came out.
This is why I like Trance for sorting out all the stuff. Anything that I'm not sure of, I let her do all the rest. To be fair,
He
so
does. I
it's-
do a lot of stuff that
a lot of
he's not sure about.
stuff in speech
I
marks.
do.
Yeah, you do, to be fair. I'm not going to argue about that, to be fair. So, last question. I can't believe we're nearly at the 2-hour marker. Unbelievable. So, last question on the segment 3 is, what are some short-term goals you have as a streamer and also long-term goals?
Right now, as a streamer, I'm really focusing more on YouTube. So as that's interchangeable. I am trying to release a video at least once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
I want to see maybe short, like it's not really a short-term goal, but I would like to get monetized and potentially make this more of a maybe a career.
Yeah.
That would be like the ultimate dream, but I can't say that's a short-term goal because I know that takes a long time. So
Yeah.
short-term, I would just like to probably hit 1,000 subscribers by not this coming January 1st, but maybe like 2023. January 1st, 2023.
Guys, you heard it. Make it happen. Hit up her YouTube and make it happen.
There'll be a 2023 podcast. It'll be like the
How's
review.
it going, Ellie?
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to season what? It'll be season 4 by then.
I'm just going to say 10. I'm going to say 10 now. Basically, we'll be doing the review, but like, hi, Ellie, how you doing? Did you get your 1,000 subscribers? Oh, freaking yes, definitely.
Nice.
On there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's make it
once
happen,
you-
guys.
Yeah, once you hit that like the 1,000 subscriber mark, I feel like it momentum picks up, you know.
I like how you did the reaction, just like you try to do the dance moves. as
There's
well.
a lot of that. There's a lot of that in my content. Like I'm very handsy.
That's not a bad thing, though. I
Absolutely
talk with my
not.
hands a lot too.
Oh,
so
me,
I get
me
it.
too.
I used to get teased about how much I talk about my hands.
Aw.
It'd be
In
like, oh,
person and in video.
it'd be like that. It'd be like, oh my god, yeah. That is just. It just feels like someone's just. There's a fly in front of you, and you're just trying to get away. And that's what it was, to be fair. But yeah, mad scenes. And like I said, guys, you've heard it all before. If Ellie does not get the 1,000 subscribers, we need to do it as soon as possible by 2023
Yes.
as well. If you could do that, check out her YouTube channel, which I'll mention about in the next moment or two. But check out EllieTheMage on the YouTube channel and also on Twitch as well. Get her to do that, please, guys. She's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
As well. But that was segment 3. I cannot believe that was
We
segment
did
3.
it in under 2 hours until segment 3, and now we have what 45 minutes to focus on segment 4.
Or less. Or less.
Or less.
So,
45 minutes or less. It's a pizza place now.
yeah. Mamma mia. It's an unbelievable thing.
That was really good.
Oh, thanks, Ellie. Thank you so much.
He found something that he can do. Oh my gosh.
I thought Trance was just laughing, saying, "You still can't do it right, Mal. You still can't do it right at
No,
all." Unbelievable.
I applaud you for that one, Mal. Good job.
Oh, thanks. I'm getting blushed now. But
Now
thank you
he's
for
gonna
that.
say "mommy" every 5 seconds.
No,
No, I will not say that until you mention about Italian or pizza, which I've had earlier on. To be fair, because I feel like a fat git after. So this is the best segment of them all. Again, this is the Ask Us Anything. So anyone from the chat or even from ourselves, we could ask each other we could ask each other questions that we have not mentioned about during the segment 3 itself. So the guys on the chat, if you want to mention a particular streamer or any of us, if it's all of us, let us know. If it's all of us, please state that it's all of us. Say all 3, and then the question.
Except for the ones that we know that when you just ask a question, it's for all of us. Then we already know that's where you're going with this. If you're new to the channel, it's easier for you to ask all of us and say everyone at the end of the question.
Absolutely.
So, Malcolm, do you want to ask me about the updates that I was talking about?
Not yet. I'm waiting for that later as well.
Okay.
I'm building that up for the later. Hopefully. Anyway, I've got a question for you, Ellie, actually.
Okay.
How did you brought up the name of EllieTheMage, if that makes sense? Is that right?
Yeah, well, my real name, like my real first name is Gina, so
okay.
I don't know. Does that blow your mind? Probably not.
What? No, Mamma Mia!
So, EllieTheMage comes from World of Warcraft. My main character is a mage named Elira, but everyone in my guild called me Ellie, and they've been calling me Ellie for at least 7 years now. So, I just went with EllieTheMage.
Nice.
No way.
Yeah. And it gets confusing because some of the people I've met in real life, like they'll be like, "Hey Ellie," "Oh hey Gina," "Hey Ellie," and I'll just be like, "Pick one," because they go back and forth.
I get that too. Like my friends I talk to in the servers, like they still, even if they know my real first name, which some of them do, not many of them do, they still call me by my game name. And my display name comes up as Trans Gamer Girl in Discord because that's how I always do my Discord, is a Trans Gamer Girl, because I mean that way I can connect everything. And they still call me by my character name. I'm like, okay, sure, fine, what do they go with? It's fine.
I think it's just how you interact on the stream and stuff, and you just don't want to lose that connection, because you'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hi, Malk. How you doing? No, I'm Retro. How you doing? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And you'd be like, "Oh, will you pick a name?" And I can understand that as well.
I know you as Malk because people in our inner circle started calling you Malk during games and during streams. So now I either call you Retro or Malk, but I usually call you Malk. Usually.
That is my real name, by the way.
I know.
Sorry, I keep saying.
Are we sharing real names now?
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be the one time that my stream hears my real name.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Big reveal.
My mouth dropped when you told me your real name, Ellie. Because
I dropped.
My real name, and Malk knows my real name.
Yeah.
My real name is Regina.
Really?
Yes.
That's very similar.
No, Ellie says dropped.
My good friends.
No.
Oh.
Ellie's just dropped now because of what Trans did. Mad. There you go, guys. We've all know each other's first names. We're not going to mention the second because you will bugger off after if we want to be fair. But yeah, it's just mad, to be fair, because I was just wondering where that name comes from, because it's a cool name, by the way, Ellie.
Thank you. Some people think that it's like Ellie and then the rest is my last name, like the Mage. But it's not.
The Mage?
The Mage? Hey. How you doing, Marge? Marge? What did I say? Marge? It's like Homer Simpson, like Marge. I'm so sorry. Ellie's just like, I'm not coming back to this podcast again after I've been called the Marge on here now on this. But is that okay? Here's another one, and this is the question to all of you. I know you've already mentioned this before, Trans, but because it's a new stream, a new podcast, well, it feels like the same podcast. What's your favourite game of all time? Yeah, it's still the same podcast. What's your favourite game of all time? I know you said Mass Effect. I'm not letting you pick Mass Effect. What's your next big game that you liked ever?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
Start
I
with
should have said.
well,
Yeah.
I always say it's World of Warcraft. I've spent so much of my life playing World of Warcraft. I got it for my 15th birthday, so like I know the day I created my account. Um, I love the game. I love the friends I've made through the game. I don't love Blizz, but I love that you can do whatever you want in the game. You know, you could raid, you could do mythics, you can collect Pokemon, basically just like
Yeah.
collecting the battle pets. But my favorite part of World of Warcraft is when I have a good group of friends playing and we're just doing our own thing. Like, I remember one of my good friends that I met in an MMO. It wasn't WoW, but we were flying around in the noob zone with one of his friends who had just started playing, and we were just like talking to all the people that would run by in the Say channel, and we were
Yeah.
kind of like RPing, but being weird and like creating our own stories, and it's just so much fun when you have social games like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I love create like I don't know, I just love games where you can make your own thing. You don't have to follow the narrative.
Which is why I think you'd like GTRP. There is no
Yeah.
narrative.
I
It's
think
you
that
making your
sounds
life.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. I haven't the only time I really played GTA was like back when Blockbuster was a thing and we'd rent it for the PS2 and
Yeah.
we'd kill everybody in town and then we'd return it to Blockbuster. So
Yeah.
I should look into it.
GTA RP, the way it works is there is real no narrative. I mean, because there's the storyline is not there. There is no story
Mhm.
mode. It is all online, but it's not GTA Online. Because here's the thing about it. It's based off of GTA 5, obviously, because it's the most recent one anyway. And I think it will still be based off of GTA 5. I don't think they'll if GTA 6 comes out, I don't think they'll actually change it. I don't think. But it's based off of GTA 5, and the servers I'm in, okay, they are very particular about RP. Like I play in serious RP servers with reason, because I'm a serious RPer. Because when I was playing World of Warcraft RP, I was on RP servers. We had our own guild. I had my own character. I had my own life, and I did my own storyline outside of what I was doing in the game. Well, I've always, when I'm in character, I'm in character, and that's just how it is. Now, if I get into an out of character conversation, I usually use some sort of code word for it, so that it doesn't seem like I'm putting that into my character. But I don't do it where I get in trouble.
Damn it! Damn it!
So
Can you imagine the code where it was like, "Shit,
no,
bastard"?
no, that's
Oh,
not what I
yeah.
say. Like I'll say something like, and like well, I was telling you we have our own lingo before Mountain Dew
Yeah.
can hear us. Most often than not, when you're talking about real life in the servers I play in, you say "in my head," and that's one way you can do it. Another thing I'll usually say is like "real talk." That's my code word, real talk. That means the person behind the character as well. And now that people know that that means real talk, I might be watched more often. I'm a little concerned about that. So,
Dum
but in
dum
my head is
dum.
the usual one.
Yeah.
Like let's say, well, oh, I'm eating in my head, or oh, hang on a second, I've got to go in my head, meaning I've got to go do something IRL right now. So it's its own lingo. So first off, you get your own lingo because you have to have your own lingo so that you keep your immersion. The servers I play in, the serious RP servers I play in, all about the immersion. That's the thing. GTA RP, I used to play Second Life a lot, and Second Life, it was strict immersion as well. Like GTA RP is like that. That's why it wasn't a big jump to go from Second Life to GTA RP. So, I mean, because I was already used to it. But it's all about the immersion, the actions you do, going, what's the word, tandem with the things you say and the things you do and the conversations you have. And if you get in a serious RP server, provided that's what you want, they are very, very big about role play through a scene, role playing through a whole act, if you want to call it that, and role play over role play. So if somebody breaks a rule, you still stick an RP, and then you handle it afterwards. But you can really do anything you want in GTRP. There are crims, there's PD, there's EMS, there's business owners. You can have your own business. Different servers do it differently. Both of the servers I'm in do it differently. Um, and if you want to RP as a business owner, you can. If you want to go out and kill people, join a gang, do a crim life. Go rob stores, go rob banks, do whatever you want, really. And like I was telling you before, the only AI you interact with is what we call locals, and those are just the peds from the game. There is no one else. Everybody else that you come across, every other person that you come across is a player who's also RPing. And so that's why I think you would really, really love that, because it really is fun to get into character just in general and have life as that person. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I think it would be right up your alley. And
Yeah. Is it are they official servers or cities, or like you said they're called cities, but are they official?
Yeah, there's some that are. I mean, the most
Or the
popular
private?
the one most popular is No Pixel.
Okay.
But that's whitelisted, and that has a whole nother meaning on its own. You have to actually do an application for that and everything. And the big time GTRP streamers that do GTRP streams that are well known in the community of GTRP, they usually are on one of the whitelisted or No Pixel servers. Those servers I'm in are public servers, but you still have to verify, and if you break a rule, you're going to get in trouble one way or another. So, I mean, it's really cool because it lets us, and they're No Pixel inspired too, the ones I play in. So they're similar to that. They expect you to have a high quality level of RP. And when everything you do should be to forward your story arc. Which is, well, I was saying I have updates about my characters that I think Malc will be appreciative of. I'll tell him when he's ready. But yeah, it really is a matter of, just taking on the persona and just being that person. And they'll even have like sections in the Discords where you can put in your character's backstory. So if you want to make a backstory and share it with the community, you can. And that's something that further delves deeper into your character. So as people see it in the Discord and they see that this is your backstory, they're like, oh, that's the reason why that person is that way in City, which is AKA in character. So I see it works out. But yeah, it's really fun. It really is. Malc knows. He's done it.
I've done it, and I quite like it. I just haven't had a chance to do it properly. But I was a taxi driver, and I probably think, oh my god, what's going on here? That's how you get the quick cash quickly from my side.
Right.
Strategic.
Yeah, two minds think alike, wink, wink type stuff on there. But yeah, that's what it is, and it's so addictive once you get into it. But it's just because I've been obviously busy in IRL, in actual real life. I just haven't had a chance to do my actual streaming or do more of the the GTA RP. But once you get your head around what to do and what the buttons, configurations, and all the other shit on there as well, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new different ball game as well.
It is. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And like I said, both of my characters are two parts of me in a way. One is the more mature,
mature like cheese.
No. One is the more mature, different mentality than the other. Yeah. When I first created Allie, her bio was "Let's fuck shit up." That was her bio. I mean, that's all she had, and that's all I went with because I just wanted to have fun with that character. And but with Olivia, I put so much into her backstory. Like, she has her own reasons why she does things, the way she acts, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother way of playing, and I love it. I look at it like an MMO, really. But
So,
an MMO where the whole world is open to you and you don't have
Yeah.
any linear qualities, you can take whatever path you want
So
in
Ellie's
the life.
thinking. So Ellie's thinking, shall I? Shall
It
I
sounds
not?
interesting. It sounds like I would get addicted, and it sounds like it'd be
Oh,
a
yeah.
good way to like create content around it.
Oh, yes.
So like I'm intrigued.
That's where your
Signed.
1,000 subscribers will come from. Sorry, I choked for a second. I had a moment. I choked for a second. That's where your 1,000 subscribers will come from.
Yeah.
If you start doing GTRP streams on YouTube, oh my god, people will be watching that shit. Are you okay, Mel?
No. Oh God, sorry. Be professional. Come on. No.
Okay,
There we
we're
go.
fine.
Yeah, it was all good. But yeah, just sort of smoke. That's all I see again. Yeah, I mean, RP. If you're
Fran's
addicted
over
to,
here choking on her vape.
yeah. Are you okay, Trans? That's the main thing. You're okay. That's it.
Thanks, Mel.
But yeah, but be professional. But basically, the RP side is absolutely, it's all right, Trans. Basically, with the RP side of things, it's so addictive. But if you played like the RP sides from any of the other games that you ever played on in the past, then you'll get into it easily. Anyway, you'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, I mean, it's so addictive once you get into it. But it's just, for me, I just haven't that chance to be where I was at the moment, and you never know. We never know in the near future what's going to happen next, as well. So see how it goes. Have you got any questions from your side, Trans? From your comments? No.
I'm just waiting to tell you this information.
Yeah,
That
I'm
I'm
waiting
excited
for
about.
I'm waiting for that to build up a bit more. So, is there actually? There's a question for you, Ellie, and I'll keep saying it every time because I'm intrigued by all the secrets of the social media. But that'll be after the podcast as well. But is there a particular reason why you went to YouTube more so than Twitch? Is there a reason for
Well,
that?
yeah. I mean, I've been on both.
If it's too much, I completely
No.
understand as well.
I'm just trying to collect my thoughts.
Yeah.
So I have gotten one Twitch payout, and I was pretty like stoked about that, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like Twitch doesn't really. I think like the what is it called? They take a certain percentage of your earnings, and I don't like that. And I know there's several prominent streamers that have moved from Twitch to YouTube, and so I thought maybe if I do go back to streaming, I'll try it on YouTube next. I don't know anything about the percentage that YouTube takes, but I do know you have to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that. So but I left Twitch right now, like streaming live, because it just takes so much energy, and when you work 9 to 5 and then go right into like a 2-3 hour long stream, it just kills you. And like I'm like super hyper on my stream. I'm very weird, like I do weird shit, and sometimes like doing it live in front of people, it takes a lot of energy to keep that up for that long a period of time. So I transitioned over to YouTube because then I can like film myself playing a game. I can do all those crazy moments, but I can also take like a 10-minute break where I'm just like sitting there looking at the game and not on, you know?
Yeah.
So Twitch is like you're on the whole time. And people that do like 12-hour, 24-hour streams, I do not know how they do that, because I can't even do a 2-hour stream without being dead. So yeah, that's why I'm experimenting with YouTube right now.
I know that feeling, and I did a couple of 24-hour in the past, and I'll tell you how. I'll tell you the secret after the podcast.
Okay.
I
Well,
like the
trade
cat.
secrets.
You the secrets, yeah.
Trade in secrets.
Trade in secrets, and be like, mine would probably be crap, and Ellie's like, yes, get in, bish bash bosh moments as well. So, but yeah, because I don't know if you've heard it before, and Trans will know in the past, where Twitch has been under scrutiny pressure with lots of like the tags and the particular streams
like the hot tub streams, as
Mhm.
what people are mentioning about, and also the people who, for was it LGBT? Correct me if I'm wrong. LGBT.
Yeah.
Uh, I can't say the word. I can't remember the initial.
LGBTQ.
That's it.
Plus.
You know what I mean. I'm so sorry to everyone. It's just, but it's those tags where people are. It wasn't out there, but now they've added the tags. It's more. It's helped them massively, but it's more. I don't know. I think Twitch, for me personally, we always stream on Twitch anyway, but
Yeah.
I do think they're under a lot of pressure the last few months, and I think there's been quite a few people who've moved from not YouTube, from Twitch to either YouTube or Facebook gaming, or now Meta gaming. It's what it's called now. I don't know why they call it Meta. It's like beta, but Meta as well at the same time. But I mean, personally, I do agree with you, Ellie. Like the payout is crap. I had my first payout like a few months ago after streaming for 7 months, and I had my first payout. Like, yes,
But you have to hit a certain point to get that payout, and then it's in a month hold on that point.
yeah,
That's why.
and then that percentage just kicks in. Like, ugh,
Right.
bastards,
Yeah.
bastards!
Yeah.
How dare you do that to me? And like, why take it? Why take it? That's all. To be fair, but I do feel like it should be 100% to the streamer, 100% guaranteed. It's just probably because they're trying to bring some of it back because they want to try and bring some of the revenue back to Twitch and try and bring Chris, which is understandable.
It is understandable. I think there's they I think their percentages are a little bit on the side. Obviously they're on the side of like Amazon, but like they could be nicer to the streamers. They could give the streamers a little bit more incentive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think they need to be a lot better because otherwise it's going to be catastrophic moments like what happened to Mixer. Have you heard of Mixer
Yeah,
in the past?
I was streaming on Mixer in May of 2020, and then I switched to Twitch, and then they announced that they were getting rid of Mixer. So I was like, yes, I was on top of that.
BISH, see, two minds think alike
Yeah.
as well. So it's all good. Trans, any comments from your side at all? No. I'm trying to think. I'll tell you what, Trans. Tell me your best info of what happened at GTRP. Correct me if I'm wrong. Trans, I think you've muted.
Yeah, I was vaping. Give me a second, and I will tell you. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Give me 1
yes.
second.
Okay. I was going to ask another. Oh, okay.
Okay, we're good. No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
All right. So the big announcement that I have is that since Aliana is doing so well in the city that she's in, and Olivia really didn't have anybody in that city, I have. Well, you kind of know this already, but I have moved Olivia back to her home city.
Oh, okay.
She has been thriving there for the past week or so, and a little under a week. And
it's been a week, but it's been under a week.
I've seen an old friend, which I told you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I made new friends.
Mhm.
And there's a story arc going on right now with Olivia where she's having to choose between two suitors.
Ooh.
So.
Dun, dun, dun.
Again. Just having to do this again. But she is back in her home city regularly now.
Yeah.
She is there every day. You can usually find her at the mech shop she works at. And yeah, but Olivia has made an official return back to her home city.
Oh my. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable.
Malk knows, because Malk knows what city she was in before. And Malk knows
I don't know
that
anything.
means.
I don't know anything.
Malk knows what that means.
I know what that means, but I mean, I thought there was more to it than meets the eye as well, to be fair.
What do you mean?
But,
What do you mean?
just like more info than what I knew.
Well, she's a little she's still Olivia.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't
She's a
know.
little-
She was still
I mean,
Olivia.
still aspects of her old personality, but certain things have
Yeah.
changed about her personality. And she's been spending a lot of time with splitting her time between these two guys. And
You do know what's going to happen. If there's no decision being made, it's probably a rule. You have to flip a coin as well.
there'll be a decision to be made.
That's got to be.
Start leaning one way.
Well, I tell you what. I've got a coin right here to make a decision. So, sorry.
So
I'm
in
not-
my head, I'm going to say
So-
the way. So in my
heads-
head, I'm going to say the way she's leaning will be heads. Let's see if it works.
Okay, so heads, as you can see, there's no double-headed coin. Just to be sure to make no adjudications.
It's tails. Got it.
Oh, okay. I am not moving.
Okay.
There you go.
What is it?
That is the tails.
Whoa.
Mm.
Now,
Shaking it up.
I have not moved the coin at any point. You can tell. Look into my eyes. Look at like a magician. That'll be it. But there you go. Tails. Whatever decision it is, tails it is.
So my reason why I mentioned that as a big announcement is because if the old people come back to the old city, then you will see her around.
Right. Where's my first plane ticket? To get that sorted now. To be fair.
And she's already found one old friend.
Oh. Okay. And it's like, God damn it! I want this.
Well, I'm trying
Yeah.
to give the least amount of information and not go metagaming on this. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying not to
Okay.
metagame.
Yeah. Okay. That's quite a big story, actually. To be
I
fair.
told you it was big news. I told you this.
That should be the main discussion today. To be fair.
Who did Olivia choose?
Yeah, who would Olivia choose on the GTA RP on the podcast? Ellie, we've been asking you loads of questions. I bet you want to ask me or Trans any questions. That one's
Yeah.
intrigued. Go
I
on.
got a few more minutes to do it.
Well, based on what we just talked about, Trance, do you stream the?
I do.
You do? Okay. I mean, like the RP stuff.
I don't stream it every day that I play. I play every
Okay.
day, but I had been streaming Aliana's Adventures.
Okay.
That is on my channel. There's still a few episodes on there that you can find, and if you can't find it there, you can always find them on my YouTube. My YouTube has a
Okay.
link down in my bio, so you can find Aliana's Adventures and Olivia's Old Adventures.
Ooh. I'm gonna
on my
gonna
YouTube.
binge while I work on Monday. I'll set it up.
Totally.
One screen, work on the other screen. That's the
Yeah.
best way to do it.
So
And you get to see the difference between Olivia and Aliana.
Nice.
If you watch my YouTube, because and Malk knows because we've talked about the difference between the two, and you'll understand where I'm coming from when you watch the videos and you're like, I get what she means now. I understand why she's saying they're two different people from the same, like two different sides of the same coin. They have similar interests. They grew up together, and the backstory. I'll tell you the backstory because that's not meta. The backstory with Olivia and Aliana. When they were kids, they were best friends. They were cousins. Aliana comes from Olivia's dad's side. Olivia's dad's side was a very down-to-earth guy, salt of the earth type.
smooth guy. Is that what you said? Smooth.
Down-to-earth.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like how I grew up. And her mother and Olivia's mother was, like I told you, real estate mogul. So she grew up with money. Her whole family had money on that side. Her dad came from people who were more like me. So they grew up together. They were best friends. Olivia is 2 years older than Aliana. And around the age, by the time when Olivia became about 12, that's when her mother started pushing her to start putting away little things that little proper girls don't do, which Southern girls always do, like get in creeks, run around, jump on rocks, get into trouble, doing stuff, and being little Southern girls, and getting into cars and all that stuff. So her mother made her get away from that life and get away from that mindset. Pretty much took her from her whole dad's side of the family. They only went to family events on very rare occasions. She was grooming her to take over the business, and Olivia hated that. Well, Aliana was 10 when Olivia was taken away from her. Aliana had always been very combative and aggressive. She was a much more wild kid. She's much tougher than Olivia. And so when she lost her best friend, she blamed Olivia and her mom. So Aliana hates Olivia, hates her for the passion. You'll hear her talking about it in the stream. She's like, she's my bitch of a cousin. She hates her because in her eyes, Olivia is just like her mom, because that's all she ever saw. Olivia was always the pretty one. Aliana's still pretty, but she's not as pretty as Olivia. Olivia's like superstar pretty. Like she has like the heart-shaped face. She's got big green eyes, beautiful long hair. Aliana's face is a little more squared off. I mean, her face is a little more squished. She still has pretty eyes. She still has long hair, but she always felt like almost second best to Olivia. And so but she was still like, her cousin was still her best friend. They still got into everything together. But Olivia was pulled away, and Aliana has never talked to her since she was 10. Because every time she would go talk to her at family get-togethers, the few that she got to see her, all she saw was this persona that Olivia was putting on for the benefit of her mom. Olivia hates how she was pulled away from her family. She hates it. She hates what her mother wanted her to become. And she talks about it a lot. And so Olivia had the influences in her that made her more refined. So she has this more refined quality about her when you talk to her. Aliana? No. She's a diamond in the rough. She's very rough around the edges. And it takes a little getting used to like Aliana because that's just how she is. But she's always been that way. So, and that's their backstory. So, between the two characters, that's how they're connected.
Oh.
So,
You look like you're about to cry. You look like you're about to cry in a trance with bless. But now.
It's cool that you can like be creative with this medium that someone else created GTA, but then like you all can come together and create these stories. So that's really cool. Yeah.
It's just the backstory. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Aliana hates Olivia's guts, wants nothing to do with her ever again. Would rather her up and die, honestly. Olivia, if she ever saw Aliana, which if you play on different characters, that doesn't happen, obviously, because you can't be two places at once. But if she ever saw Aliana, she would love to see her cousin again. She still loves her cousin very much. She misses her very much. But Aliana wants nothing to do with her. So, yeah. That's the story of Olivia and Aliana.
There you go. Unbelievable. Have you got any more from your side, Ellie?
So you guys asked me about my goals. What are your goals with the podcast?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Chance, ladies first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
And that means he doesn't want to answer right now.
Oh, I'm not answering one bit.
He wants to see if I answer first. He wants to
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Personally, for myself, I would love for us to get I don't want us to get like huge. I don't want us to be like viral. That would just make me feel really weird. Like an overnight sensation podcast would be really weird. I would like us to grow organically, and I would like us to be able to feature, more streamers and be able to help them reach their goals, and for us to be known as the podcast to go to, for limited news and a great time, if nothing else, just for having fun and having a good time. And I want people to want to be on the show because they know that they'll have a good time hanging out with us, because they've seen our show, they've heard our show, and they're like, they're really fun people. And I would love at some point, if we ever get to that point as original streamers, the two of us, go into like a Twitch con or something and having a booth set up for the Bish Bash Bosh podcast, and have people say, "Oh yeah, I know your podcast. I've seen it, and I really love it." That means more to me than anything. I don't care if it's 20 people saying that or 2,000 people saying that. If they say, I've watched your podcast and I love how fun you guys are, how much you guys enjoy just doing what you do, and how good the content is, that means more to me than how many people we have that are big fans of the show. But I would love to have that opportunity for us to be featured as the Bish Bash Bosh podcast duo at like a convention or something. That'd be a blast.
That'll be 10 years' time.
Telling you.
That'll be 10 years' time.
20 seasons later.
20 seasons later. It'd be like I'll be turned to boldness next, to be fair, as well. So, from my perspective, to be fair, I mean, I did not know this was ever going to happen with the podcast itself. I would thank Trans for pestering me.
It's all on me. That's right.
So, without Trans, I think there will be no Bish Bash Bosh podcast at all. And from my perspective, I do agree. Like, I don't want us to be like massively big, because I don't think we'll ever get any time to ourselves, like in real life scenarios.
God, no, we never would.
Never would. It's
We'd be so busy answering fan mails.
It'd be like, hey, how you doing? Side, God, there you go. So that will be it. But I have to put the signature of GYSS. Get your shit out. Yeah, and then go. That's the signature, God. That's it afterwards. No, it's just more like me and Trans have known each other for like, I'd say decades, but it's like 4 years, even though it feels like decades to us, in the nicest possible way as well. And without her, there'll be no podcast, as I said before. To be enjoying the podcast and making sure the streamer, the special guest streamer, enjoys it at the same time, that to me is more, great and more, success, because I want to see a streamer enjoying themselves and have just, get your shit out, out of all the other stuff, out of the way. Just enjoy, no swearing barred or anything like that at all. Just be yourself and say how you feel, and just enjoy yourself. So if you have enjoyed it, we try our very best to promote as much as possible. And if we do get high, like as in the podcast itself, that'll be like a monumentous achievement after so much background and so much stuff that you never experienced before. And I would love to see that again. But that's just, I know it's early doors at the minute, but
this is only our first season. This is our 18th episode. We got 2 more episodes to go in the season, guys. Next 2 weeks.
That's it. So yeah,
we pride ourselves on not being like other podcasts. We pride
unique.
ourselves on that.
Just be unique.
When I first pitched this idea to Malk, and we were sorting out how I wanted it to go, I even told him, and he can tell you, he can vouch for this. I even told him I want it to be organic. I want it to be 100% organic. I mean, the only thing we're going to have scripted possibly is like the news segment. And we tried that, and it didn't really work out the way we wanted it to. So we stopped doing pre-practice on the news segments, and we made everything organic. That way the interaction is real and genuine. Like when we make a joke and we laugh at each other's joke, or we think we're acting completely crazy and off the wall, that's a genuine reaction. We really truly feel that way. If we're having a good time, we're laughing, we're genuinely having a good time and laughing. And I like the fact that the people who do come to our streams regularly, Reese and a few others, RTK, and the other ones, I think they get that energy, and they get, that it's genuine. Like, neither of us are really fake people on stream. We're just not.
No.
We're just the way we are in real life, and people who are in my community, they know that. They can 100% tell you that's the truth. I mean, it's just. But yeah, we're not fake people, and we didn't want our show to be faked or forced. We wanted it to be genuine, fun, and a good opportunity for streamers to get their name out there to other streamers and possible viewers who didn't know about them. Even if they are a bigger streamer, there's people that follow smaller streamers that wouldn't have known about that person if they didn't watch it on our show. We like having that opportunity for streamers and given that chance. And that's when we have the streamer interview section, because we want the viewers to get to know our guests more and us to get to know our guests more. So it's a great opportunity for everybody, really.
Absolutely, and that's why it brings so much joy and hear their background, like yours, Ellie, like from the background itself. Like I was just like intrigued. The same with Francis' background as well, and you guys probably know want to know my background as well. But
I know your background, most of it at least.
Well,
I know most of it.
Well,
I was there with some of it.
Yeah. Ellie doesn't. You
Ellie
do.
does not. You're right.
But I'm just saying, like, it's more to help the newer viewers to try and understand. Just, this streamer's wicked. This person's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to follow them, and
We've
hopefully
had
that
that
will
happen.
do.
As a matter of fact, Reese, who comes to all of our weekly episodes, was actually a follower of one of our streamers that we featured, and came for the stream and has come every single week ever since.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's monumental achievement. He's trying to drown us with all these hydrates.
That wasn't Reese. That was RTK. Okay.
Well, Reese has spilled it up now as well. That'll be it. But have you enjoyed it though, Ellie, with the podcast?
Yes, I like you guys are saying you're being organic and authentic and everything, and I can definitely tell, it's not planned in advance, and that definitely makes for more interesting moments, and I do really appreciate that. Like I said, I've been on other podcasts, and this was a good one. I really enjoyed it. And maybe if you want, I'd definitely come back if you wanted me.
We're going to have a season 2 starting next year after the holidays are finished. We haven't set on the actual date yet, but we're going to have a season 2 starting. And we're going to have we have a lot of streamers that are wanting to come back and return.
Awesome. That's how you know you've struck gold.
And I was just about to say, would you like to come back?
Yeah, definitely. You guys are fun. I'm really glad I got to meet you guys, and yeah, I would love to come back.
Yes! Get in!
Yeah!
Hearts. There haven't been many hearts on the stream today because Reese hasn't been giving us many hearts. So
yes!
All the love to everybody. All the love to you, Ellie, to you, Mel, and all of the viewers and listeners.
There you go. There you go. I can't believe it. 2 hours and 43 minutes of the podcast.
We're getting better at this, pal. I mean, come on.
You are about to jinx it now, Trans. Do not say anymore.
Next week we'll have a 4-hour episode.
That's what's going to happen. And try and GYSS, get short your SYSS, sort your shit sorted as well. But it's been one of the most every podcast we've been doing has been entertaining. This one's been absolutely insane to hear from the background to now, and it's just absolutely insane stuff. Have you got one more question for you guys before we start?
Have you guys ever met in real life?
Nope.
No? Okay. So when you do meet, are you going to meet in the US or the UK?
I'm getting a chance to get to the UK first.
Okay.
He wants her to come to the UK first.
The UK.
Right.
So
I worked it out, Mel. I don't know if you and I talked about it, but I worked it out for my friend that's in the UK. The one in the city.
Yeah.
And it'll be about $1,500 total for me to
get. Sort it out. Sort it out. Sort it out.
We are now starting a Trances trip to the UK fund.
Actually,
to go along with the chocolate fund and the liquor fund last week.
the liquor fund. I'm dreading the episode 20 now. The last episode. I'm really dreading it. Actually, now you've asked.
You wanted it.
I know, but we're going to survive that podcast. episode ever. But now you've asked us, Ellie, about the UK, US. Have you ever been to the UK?
I haven't. I've never been to Europe. The only country besides the US and Canada that I've been to is China, which is like random, but no, I would love to go to the UK. I want to go to France. I want to go to Italy. My best friend's actually in Italy right now, and he's sending me all these pictures of everything, and it's gorgeous. And once traveling is more of a thing again, I would love to travel again, you know?
Yeah.
You have
Keep telling Malk he needs to come to the US too.
Yes.
To come and see me. Nashville has direct flights from Nashville to London and
There you
probably
go.
direct flights back.
And then you guys can come down to Florida. We'll go to Disney World. It'll be great.
There'll be like images going around on Instagram like, oh my god, there's retro, there's Ellie, there's trance. What the hell's going on? This is the new podcast. This is madness. Mine is absolutely blown to bits, to be fair. But one day, you never know.
One day we will. We'll do it one day.
But I think we haven't got any, we had no questions at all from the viewers. That's the first time we've ever done that.
I think it's never happened. Yeah, it's the first time it's happened to us. But it's okay. We were talking about stuff anyway between ourselves. So it works out.
But it's worked out well, obviously. So I believe, guys, that is the end of the podcast. Now you probably think, oh my god, 2 hours and 46 minutes have already kicked in. Unbelievable.
We're doing
Trans, what have I told you? Do not jinx it now. Do not jinx it. I'm so sorry, Ellie. Every time, every podcast, we do so well. We do so well. We hit the mark mark. Then also we hit the 4-hour mark of the podcast. And I'm like, why did you have to say that? But no, it's basically it's just a habit. It's just a habit as well. But I was going to say,
the reason why I say that, Ellie, is because at one point we were up to 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh wow!
I was like, and poor Mel, like since he's 6 hours ahead of me, 5 hours today, but 6 hours ahead of me usually. Like I start at 3 p.m. my time. It's already 9 p.m. his time. So 3 hours and 45 minutes is almost 1 o'clock his time. And I'm like, oh my god, poor Malcolm is about to fall asleep on us or something. We have been progressively getting better.
We are, for now. I'm not saying more because you've jinxed it. And I'm blaming you for that, to be fair. So I just want to say thank you so much to Ellie for joining us today. Absolute
Thank you for having me. It was great talking to you guys.
Absolutely. And again, I'm so sorry from all of our behalf of the technical difficulties or so much issues galore. It's never ever happened for a very long time. I am going to kick Restream after I've done this as well. Because it's the first
why did you mess up on the day we had our podcast?
Sort your shit out. No. But yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining, Ellie. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll say it again. I know you've already said it, but I'll say it again. Would you come back in season 2 after the Christmas holidays?
Yes, of course. You know where I am online, so you can
online. Online. I did not.
Or you can come to my house too. Just be like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? Be like, sure.
You heard that, guys. You heard that loud and clear.
Come on down, Ellie's house for the podcast.
Get in as well. No, it's been an absolute privilege, and I cannot believe it's been. I wish you all the very best of luck. I know you're nearly hitting 700 followers on Twitch. You're nearly hitting 300. I know it's 250 over, I think it was. But yeah, and then the followers for Instagram nearly 20k. Come on, guys, let's get Ellie to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and also try and get her to aim for the next milestones on all these social media sites. She's absolutely amazing as well, and she's getting blushed now, so I won't embarrass her too much on the screen as well. So, but yeah, thank you to the. I keep doing it wrong. Thank you to the hostess with the mostess is Trans Gamer. I was the host with the most, Malk, aka Retro Wolf Live. Yeah, at the bottom
for a change, to be fair. But yeah, it's been an absolute blast. As Tran said earlier on, there'll be 2 more episodes. Episode 19, I believe Katie might join us, I think, next
Yeah, I
week.
think
We'll have
that's
to
who
wait
you
and
have
see.
lined up.
Yeah, so just waiting to see what's going to happen as well. And then episode 20 is going to be the most mad, unrealistic stream that you'll
Okay,
ever
guys,
see.
I promise you, you have my word right now. You can put stake on it. You can clip it if you want to verify that Trance actually said this. I promise you, I will try to not get that drunk on episode 20.
I don't believe that.
If I do, that podcast's gonna fall apart real fast. Okay,
I
that's a problem.
I apologise. You can clip this as well. I apologise for during that podcast in episode 20, which will never ever end. It'll be like a 5-hour stream, 6-hour stream, knowing our luck as well. Hopefully not. I'm hoping not. Anyway, but there you go, guys. Ellie, I wish you all the very best of luck in whatever you do. You do absolutely amazing stuff, and keep up the good work. I know you do an amazing job as always. We have to do the collab. We have to do the collab one day, like all of us together, like a proper game that we all do.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to wait and get that sorted as well. But there you go, guys. We're going to shoot off now. Chillax. I hope you all have a very good weekend. See you all next week for episode 19 of the Bish Bash Bosh podcast. Take care yourselves. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.